It's Saturday and the football is back. Thank God for that. It's not Forest yet, but we're going to build it up with all our correspondents around the grounds. Welcome to Super Saturday. Guys, hope you guys are doing well and welcome to the Premier League, and it is back, and FFTV has sent its boys around the ground. We got reps at each of the 3 o'clock kickoffs. They will give it all to you kick by kick. We'll have the stats, we'll have the video printers, we'll have everything going on for you today so you won't miss a kick. Hope you guys are doing well. Please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe as well to FFTV if you are new. And yeah, welcome to Jefferine. Absolutely. I think we'll get this kicked off. Let's start with one of the games. Let's bring our reps on. Let's see if they've got good reception down at the ground. We got Lemmy down at Villa Park. Let's bring Lemmy in. Lemmy, how you doing, bud? How's the atmosphere there?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, got you, mate. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, atmosphere is slowly starting to build up around me here. The away fans are starting to slowly filter in, so it's getting pretty busy down here. It's looking like it's going to be a good mid-table scrap at Villa Park today.
Good. We'll get the team lines up. We'll get the team sheets off you in just a second. Let's bring on the other guys as well. We got down in the toilet bowl, I believe. We got a connection there. And you coming through okay?
Hello.
Yeah.
Jeffrey. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks. Down here at the London Toilet Bowl, the West Ham fans are turning up in their masses, getting excited. They've all got little bottles of bubbles with them. You know what they're like. They're going to be playing the champions of England, Europe, probably the world soon, in Manchester City. But I'm expecting a difficult match for City. I don't think it's going to be easy. West Ham has started well, so it should be a cracker. Back to you, Jeff.
We'll get the team sheets off you in just a second. And I believe I'm getting word in my ear that Chris, Chris, are you there at the Spurs Stadium? Hi, mate.
Chris. I'm here. Can you hear me? Mate, just I'm telling you, I can hear you. I can quite clearly hear you guys. Mate, it's genuine, but you can't, there's no sound, there's no atmosphere. What a stadium, but there's no atmosphere in here. It's full. You can see it's full to the rafters. They got in early, but there's no atmosphere here. But looking forward to a decent game, hopefully, and a few goals this afternoon.
Cheers, bud. And we got Sven saying, legit thought Levy was there for us. He is there. He is. Yeah, Ant's just on delay.
Yeah. I can't help it if it's a shitty background. That's their stadium.
The toilet bowl is the toilet bowl. And then finally, I'm just getting confirmation. We do have Dino at Old Trafford. I hope it's not raining, Dino. I know the roof leaks there. Let's bring him on board. Dino, can you hear us okay, mate?
I can hear you, Jeff. But you know what? There's nobody in the stadium. It's terrible. Man United are obviously in the mud, having a bad season so far. And look at the crowd behind me, man. It's so quiet. I have to say, on the way through to my commentary position, a bloody bit of the ceiling come off, didn't it, on the stand, and nearly hit me. So this honestly, this ground is a pig hole.
Don't go to toilet, Dino. Don't go to toilet.
But I'm ready for a good match.
Yeah. So we'll have the team sheets for you guys in just a sec. Hope you guys in the chat are doing well. Please don't forget to hit the like if you haven't already. Joe, they're literally, Joe, you can confirm, can't you? You are, not that one. That's not the comment I'm after. Oh. That's the one. Joe, you can confirm you are really in Birmingham today, aren't you? We've sent you out, no expense spared.
Unfortunately, I can confirm I am in Birmingham for the next 2 hours. The accent is already starting to grate on me. Hopefully, I'll just be able to listen to some chants that is in almost audible dialect. But yes, unfortunately, I am in Birmingham.
You will have to translate for us.
Yum.
All right, guys. So we're going to have all the usual stuff for you guys. So we will let's bring on to start with. Oh, not Ant. There we go. We'll have the video printer going for you guys. We'll have the live scores and we'll have a featured match. The featured match today will come up over here in just a minute when it starts, which will be Manchester United versus Brighton. You won't miss a kick of football today on Super Saturday. Let's start with the team news. Let's kick it off with, let's start with the featured game, which is the Man U Brighton one. Dino, can you run us through the teams, mate?
I can. So I've just been sent the team by Ten Hag. He's still got Onana in goal. Some big changes at the back. They've got Lindelof, Martinez, Reguilon, and Dalot at the back in the back four. Really strange midfield, Jeff, here. We've got Fernandes, Rashford, Eriksen, Casemiro, and McTominay, which makes me think as though they're not playing with wingers. So I don't know if Rashford's going to start up front with the home debutant Rasmus Højlund on his own up front. So that's the Man United squad. The Brighton squad is Steele, Lamptey, Dunk, Paul van Hecke, Veltman at the back. This is in a 4-2-3-1. Dahoud, Gross, Lallana, Old Man Lallana, Mitoma, and Adingra in midfield. And the big surprise for me, Jeff, is Danny Welbeck starting up front.
Because I think Ferguson had a knock, did he not?
Well, Ferguson is on the bench, and so is João Pedro. But you know, the Barcelona star Ansu Fati is also on the bench. So hopefully we'll see him today.
Oh yeah, I forgot they signed him. I forgot to send him.
He's not even got a picture.
How do you see this one going, Dino? Which way do you think it swings?
I think it can swell. It depends which Man United turns up, but I think it will swing Brighton's way today.
Ooh, interesting.
They've got nothing to lose. Man United are under all pressure.
Boys, I don't know if you could hear the team sheet from your positions in the gantry that Dino just mentioned, but any thoughts? Who thinks this one's going which way in chat? Which way is this going, Man U or Brighton today? Let us know. Ez, how do you see this one going, the Man U Brighton game?
It's Man U's to lose, isn't it? Brighton have surprised me this season. They've carried on playing as the attacking football that we've seen last season, and it doesn't matter who the manager is, and it doesn't matter who the players are. They seem to have that formation set up. I can see them causing Man U a lot of problems today, and I'm not convinced about that midfield either that we've just Dino's just read out. So I can see a lot of trouble there for Man U. I can see a few goals in that game, but not in their favour. So I'm backing Brighton in this game. To be honest, I'm looking at some of the chat as well. I think they're agreeing with me.
They're all saying Brighton. And which way do you see this? Are Manchester United going to get some VAR decisions, few brown envelopes?
Yeah, the two things that concern me about the game are the fact that Man U at home and they've not lost for 30 games at home. And whichever way you look at it, whichever way they get results, they seem to get them there. Which brings me on to my second concern, which is VAR. So, you know, if things are fair, then Brighton have got every chance. I'm disappointed Ferguson's not playing. Although I know you don't like Welbeck, but he does actually play very well for Brighton. Not as a goal scorer, obviously, but as a link-up man, he plays very well. Brighton are more than capable of beating Manchester United. Absolutely. That Man United team, I'm not impressed with at all. It looks quite defensive to me. But again, that's the way Ten Hag likes to play in transition. So we shouldn't be surprised, I suppose. It'd be a very, very interesting match. And I actually predicted 1-1, which is, you know, sitting on the fence a bit, but there you go.
Little bit. Lemmy, how do you see the Man U game going?
Yeah, I heard Dino reading out the team sheet. I felt there was some crucial players that he missed off for Manchester United, and that is who the referee and who's in the VAR stadium. I didn't quite catch that. They could have a really influential role in today's game. I think Brighton are definitely going to give them a game. I mean, when Forest went up there, we managed to really get game going by getting 2 goals early on. But it's they've got a 30-game unbeaten streak at home for a reason. So I can't see anything kind of swaying away from that. I'd like to think that Brighton would be able to have enough in it to get a draw and hopefully have an exciting game there.
Sounds good. While we're with you, mate, do you want to run us through the Villa Palace game? You got it on screen. We can bring this up, can't we? So let's bring this up quickly.
Yeah. So the lineups for Villa versus
Hold on, mate. Hold on, just a little connection. Okay, we're good. Go for it.
Yes, so the lineups for the Villa versus Palace game, it looks like Villa are really going out all guns blazing with their lineup here. They've come back from the international break all fresh. That attacking lineup with McGinn, Diaby, Zaniolo, and then Watkins up front looks like it's going to be causing a lot of problems for the Palace defence. Douglas Luiz and Kamara in midfield are going to be kind of bossing things around there. And then obviously the World Cup winner Martinez is going to be doing all he can to distract the attacking presence of Crystal Palace, who are playing a similar formation. I think it says that they've kind of got Eze more as a midfield role here, but I think it could be pretty much like for like in terms of formation here today. It's going to be a question of can Odward, Schlupp, Ayew and Eze break through that defence and get some goals away from home. I think it's going to be difficult for him. I can see this being a comfortable win for Villa, but I'll keep you updated as things happen.
Fantastic, fantastic. Boys, what you lot thinking about this team? Diaby the danger man for you, Ant?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he looks a fantastic player, doesn't he? To be honest, I can't see Villa not winning this. I mean, they've been a bit up and down this season, either scoring lots of goals or conceding lots of goals. I think this could be one that they can score a lot of goals, and I'd go for 3-0 Villa.
3-0, bloody hell, bloody hell. All right, let's move on and talk about the Spurs team. Joe, if you can bring the Spurs thing up while you've got it there anyway. Ed, do you want to run us through the Spurs team?
Yeah, no real changes there, and it looks as solid as you could possibly hope for him to play. I think that's definitely their best starting lineup. He's Postecoglou's gone with Song-min Hon in number 9 position, which is where he needs to be, which is I think is really fantastic. For the Jono lovers, he doesn't make his debut, but he is on the bench. I'll just double check. Yes, he is on the bench. Kulusevski keeps his spot. Maddison through the middle as the number 10. So they've set up as a 4-2-3-1. So you got Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, and Udogie as a back 4. 2 holders as Sarr and Bissouma, who do interchange really well. And you've got a 3 of Kulusevski, Maddison, and Mano Solomon, who's had a really fantastic couple of games, and Song-min Son up top. I think it looks really, really positive for them. I hate to say it, but the Spurs have been one of the most attractive teams to watch this season, you know, averaging about 2.75 goals per game. They look really attacking with that lineup as well. But if we go on to Sheffield United starting lineup, again, they've gone for a 3-5-2, but it'll probably be flat back 5 for most of the game. So they've gone as defensive as they can do. They have got that threat with Archer up front now. And if he can get some chances, his shots are fantastic. He's got a good opportunity to get a few goals. I think it's damage limitation. I can see Spurs easily winning this one, but we'll see how deep Sheffield United line up.
Dina, do you give Sheffield United any chance in chat? Do you guys give them any chance in this game at all? Is there a potential for a coupon buster on this one?
I don't think so. I think Tottenham, for me, are the surprise of the season so far, and you know they'll now be looking with this manager that they could actually achieve top 4 spot with some of the other teams failing around them. I agree with Ez. I think Sheffield will start with a back 5. I've seen them back 5, flat back 5. The wing backs don't act as wing backs; they're definitely full backs for me. So they'll be very difficult to get up the pitch. They'll certainly be playing for a draw, I think, here. But I think Tottenham have just got too much for them.
Fair enough. And then while we're with who's next? Who have we not gone to? And with the West Ham team, if our admin could bring up the lineup for that, and can you run us through the teams and your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, like I say, West Ham have played really well this season, and they've got a lot of quality players. I'm disappointed not to see what's his name in the team. The latest guy, Kudos, in the team. But they've gone initially with a 4-1-4-1, but it won't end up like that. It'll probably end up something like a 9-1 or something like that. So they've got Areola in goal, bit of a tit. They've got Soufal, Zuma, Agued, and Emerson as the back.
Well,
four.
1 second, Joe. Have you got the team? I can bring it up. Yeah, go on and run it through, and then I'm sure we'll get it. We'll get it.
They've got Alvarez in the middle, who does look a cracking player, by the way. And then they've got Bowen, what I would call the weak link, Souček in midfield, along with Ward-Prowse and Paqueta and Antonio up front as a battering ram. I can't see Antonio getting anything out of Manchester City's defence, if I'm honest.
Interesting.
Even though they're not playing their strongest defence, I go through the Man City, which are a 4-2-3-1. Edison in goal. Walker, Akanji, Ruben Diaz, and Gvardiol. I can't see Antonio getting much out of that. In the middle, we've got Rodri and Foden, literally two of the world's best players in their positions. Then we've got Bernardo Silva, Alvarez, and Doku supporting Haaland.
Doku, is that his debut, Ant? Is that his debut?
No, he did play on the left earlier on.
It's
okay.
Yeah, it's his first start though, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, no matter how well West Ham are doing, no matter that they're at home, I can't bet against this Manchester City side. I think they're going to win this game. They will dominate possession, and they'll break down their defence, and they won't concede because of the defence that Man City have got. It's not very interesting kind of, analysis of the game pre-game, but what can you say? I'll leave it up to you guys to find a way for West Ham to win. You're
seeing a banker away win then, are you?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Not massive. I'm not saying it's going to be a 3 or 4-0, but I think that they'll find a way.
Joe, how are you seeing this game? Would you kind of concur with Ant there?
Yeah, I think it's going to be difficult for West Ham to hold on. I mean, we've seen it done before last season. Obviously, Forest managed to hold them off after going behind by 1 goal. So as long as they can keep within touching distance, they've always got a chance of at least getting a point from this. But I think a win is definitely out of grasp really for this one. This City team's just flying already at the start of the season. So I can see City running away with it. But if West Ham can just cling on and stay 1 goal behind or level, you never know.
Yeah. Yep, fantastic. All right, so that's all the teams done, I believe. There's obviously the Fulham-Luton match, but we don't really care about that one, so we're not covering it for you guys today. We will, of course, give you the scores as they come in. You'll have all the video printer stuff there, all the live table changes as it happens. Let's get into the comments in the chat. Guys in the chat, where do you think Forest will end up at the end of play today? We're currently 9th, aren't we, boys? There's a few below us that could move and shake us around a little before we play on Monday. Anyone confident we're still top 10 come the final whistles today?
Final whistles today? No, we'll be higher up on Monday for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Confident.
100%.
Confident,
so
love it.
Oh,
can I just say...
Sorry, I've got United fans around me.
Can I just say, this is totally on a tangent, although it's relevant to my game. Haaland scored 5 hat-tricks in 39 games. The next quickest to score 5 hat-tricks was Ruud van Nistelrooy with 73 games. The guy is just...
a machine.
I think he's nearly as good as a Wanye. I'm not exaggerating. He's that good.
Jeff, can I just mention one thing about the chat?
Say again?
Can I just mention one thing about the chat? Chat, we're obviously busy today. We've got to watch the games here, and it's going to be very difficult for us to keep up with bringing any comments up. So if you can get your comments in, we'll bring them up at half time. Obviously, we'll prioritise the super stickers and the super chats and the members as well, and then any more that we can get through. So we'll do that at half time.
Yeah, I'll try and do it. I'll be your Jeff for today, so I'll bring your comments in as I can. We'll interact with you guys as we always do. And the second half will be aired on FFTV Premier League. So we're going to have to make a quick switch at halftime. So make sure you're subscribed to FFTV Premier League, !PL in the chat. Make sure you're subscribed and it will just be the same thing as you see in here. But once things kick off, we will have everything ready for you. So boys, we're 10 minutes away from kickoff. And I'm just looking at it now. Is this league a done deal, Ez? Is this basically Verstappen Formula One settings here, just done as Man City? And is everyone else playing for second and below?
Possibly, but it could be a little bit more competitive this year. But Man City, beg your pardon, have started off playing not as well as they normally do, but getting the points. So they're the only team to get 100% so far. We'll see what we get out of today. I actually think it'll be a difficult game. I agree with the guys. West Ham will make it hard for them. Don't see a lot of goals in it, but it's probably the first chance for somebody to get something off them, I think, today. I think they've got to go into that game really understanding that West Ham are going to sit back and give them all the possession as they normally would. We've got to find a way to break through. West Ham's danger man obviously are Bowen and Antonio on the break, and if they can get those guys through, then they could take their chances. But I see that if they win today, then it's a 5 out of 5 start for Man City, and it does put the pressure on the rest of them. But alluded to Spurs being maybe a sneaky one for top 4 this season. I certainly think so. But anyone who's going to challenge for the title, I haven't seen anything yet, and I haven't seen enough from the others yet. But it's early days.
Yeah. So which version of Soccer Saturday, says Greg? Yeah, but the language will be way more entertaining.
It is a wish version because it's all your wishes come true.
Very good. Very good.
Chat, do you like the format? Just let us know in the chat if you like the format.
Yeah, once the games kick off as well. Wait for the games to kick off as well. Joe, who do you see as being the most likely, if anyone, to be able to push Man City at the top this season?
I just think that no one can really push City this season. I know obviously Arsenal did a really good job of going almost the distance with them, but I just can't see anyone, especially with City at the moment already having a 100% win record, and it looks like that's going to continue today. Yeah. It's impossible to predict anyone that's going to be able to even keep up with that. I mean, you've got the likes of Spurs who've got off to a real flyer. Arsenal have also only had 1 draw and then got 3 wins from their remaining 3 games. Liverpool, I mean, they're currently sitting top of the table, but obviously have played the 5 games. So I feel like those 4 teams are probably most likely to get in that top 4 slot. But I think it's between Liverpool, Spurs and Arsenal about trying to fight for 2nd, 3rd and 4th between them, because I just feel no one's going to be able to finish top of the league other than Man City.
Wow. Guys in the chat, who else is pushing for it? Have you guys got any other takers from what Joe said there? Do you know?
Arsenal,
your beloved Brighton.
No. Arsenal, I think, will push hard again. I think Rice in the team is fantastic. So I think Arsenal will push them close as long as they can. They've not got a strong bench like Man City have. As long as they can keep the players fit and not overplay the players like Saka, who played 55 full games last season. And that's where they went wrong in the last 2 months. They were ahead, weren't they? So yeah, I think Arsenal are the only ones that can challenge him.
I'm not basing my opinion on the first 4 games. It's far too early, but so I'll go with the opinion at the beginning of the season, and that is that I think Arsenal will probably be the closest, but I think they'll be further away than they were last year. I think Man City are going to stroll it this year. Arsenal can play as well as they like. Liverpool, Tottenham, if you want to include them, can play as well as they like. They'll never play as well as Manchester City or as consistently as Manchester City, in my opinion. It's City all the way for me.
Fair enough. All right, chat. The question coming in here: who is covering Fulham Luton? That would be moi. I'll keep you guys posted on it. Honestly, does anyone care?
He's been very naughty this week, so he's got that one.
Yeah, I got the short straw, unfortunately. So I'll keep you guys up on it. Matt saying, yes, I love the setup when Forest is not involved. Exactly. This is an on-Forest. Everyone should call Wolverine Jeff. Well, that's the name, isn't it? Jefferine right now. Jefferine, good to see you in here. Tim as well. And Will saying 10 points from the next 4 games for me. Bloody hell. Nurse, I need my meds. Well, hope the meds are going well. It's good to have you back, bro. I hope everything.
Sounds like you've already had the meds, mate.
What we got here? We got Greg saying Arsenal need to put a rocket up Havertz's ass or drop him. Let's ask our correspondent Arsenal Ant here about Havertz, because he's been
Jeff, I can't hear you.
Yeah, right.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, all right. Well, what's your take on Havertz, Arsenal, man?
I've just predicted City to win the league. Give me a break. Yeah, I didn't understand spending 65 million on him. I didn't understand that at all. It's not where they needed to reinforce. I've not been impressed with him so far. See, unlike a lot of people, I can't hang on to what he did in Leverkusen 3 years ago. It's a bit like Sancho. I don't care what they did 3 years ago. 3 years is a hell of a long time to be out of form for. Do you know what I mean? Form is temporary, class is permanent. So 3 years of no form suggests you're not class. So I don't have a great deal of. I mean, it could work. But I wouldn't put money on it. I'm not a fan. Let me put it that way. I'm not a fan. I'm not slagging him off or anything like that. I don't think he's the best person for Arsenal.
Fair enough. Joe, you're more pragmatic. Do you see any signs of life in him at all? You're on mute, bro. You're on mute.
In Havertz, I'm struggling to see. Obviously, he's had a tough start, and I feel like that's always going to be something that can happen when you move to a new team. You're going to have teething issues trying to get an understanding of how your teammates are going to play, get you the ball, how you want to distribute it to them. So he's still trying to work his way through those kinks. But some of the chances that he's had for Arsenal that he's not been able to take that would just easily settle the nerves, get the monkey off his back, in a sense. It just seems like it's the longer that it goes on without having much goal involvement, it's just going to really plunge it down into a bit more turmoil.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. There's obviously, as soon as he starts rolling, which we've seen him do in the Premier League before, he can be a real asset to Arsenal. But the longer it goes on without getting anything, it's just going to drive the screw in further. I feel that it's just been a flop.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, we're 2 minutes away from kickoff. Is any signs of Brennan Johnson maybe doing a bit of routine warm-ups on the edge of the pitch there?
No, we haven't seen him yet. The teams are just coming out now. As you can hear, there's still no atmosphere in the stadium. But the players are out. We're just lining up the pre-match handshakes. Brennan will be on the bench, obviously, as I pointed out. Just a parallel to draw with the Havertz. Richarlison was under similar criticism at the start of this season, and he was taken out of the firing line. And obviously, we saw how Mount started at Man U. I think he's out with injury at the moment, but
yeah,
if these players aren't working, you've got to have a look at the shape. And I think Postecoglou has definitely got it right. We'll see what Son's a streaky player. We all know that. He scores, and then he'll score like several games in a row. So he's playing in his preferred position, and I think he has to be the one to replace Harry Kane if you've got anyone in that squad. Let's see if he carries on that way. It looks positive, but like I said, mate, you can hear a pin drop in this stadium. Beautiful as it is, there's no atmosphere whatsoever. Back over to you, Jeff.
Cheers there, Jeff. Chris Kamara. Jeff, I'm seeing bubbles on the pitch there. They look like they're coming out.
Can we just make a quick point? Can I put a play out to the chat? I think it would be for everybody's enjoyment if you don't put spoilers in the chat, because obviously the connection between the grounds where we are and Jeff can sometimes be a little bit delayed by 30 seconds or something. So if you could not spoil it by putting great goal City or something, or shit goal West Ham or whatever, that would be greatly appreciated, because it just, for the people that aren't actually watching it live, it'll increase their enjoyment, I think. If we
agreed. You might get a timeout if you keep doing it.
Yeah, good idea. Timeout if you do that, yeah.
Great shout. And Will saying, what's the halftime meal at Fulham, Jeff? Cottage pie, of course it is. Yeah, gone off pie. And a quick shout out to Roy Hodgson. I think he's been taken ill today. So we wish him a speedy recovery. And yeah, I don't think he's at the ground there. But okay, we are set to get underway. I believe there's a minute's silence around the grounds for Mohamed El Fayed, and of course the earthquake disaster that was in Morocco as well as the flooding in Libya as well. So please support those countries. There's appeals going around. Every penny helps. Devastating loss of lives. It's in the tens of thousands, which is unbelievable. So yeah, if there's anything you guys can spare to support those, there's loads of charities online, and you'll be doing the world a good favor there.
Can I just put a massive shout out for Real Madrid? I don't know if you know the story, but there was a young lad. I'm getting goose pimple talking about it. A young lad in Morocco. He lost his mum, his dad, his granddad, and his brothers and sisters. He lost everybody. And when they took a photo of him, tears in his eyes, he had a Real Madrid shirt on. He's 14 years old. And Real Madrid have offered him a scholarship at their academy, so that the young lad wants to be a doctor. So they're going to give him all the education, all the help he needs. And if he can play football as well, which all Moroccan kids do, they live for football. Who knows? Who knows? But primarily, it's going to help him through a really horrendous time in his life that none of us can imagine. So
it's terrific. It's terrific. I've got family back in Libya, and it's devastated. That it's only a population of 6 million, and 20 to 30,000 being wiped off takes a good chunk out of the population. It's unreal. But yeah, where you can support, please do. All right, guys, we're about to get into the games. You've got the video printer there. Wolfsburg have just taken the lead against Union Berlin. Oh my God. We will have the live pitch, the live Premier League scores. And in just a second, we'll get up the virtual pitch for you guys as well for our featured game, which will be Man U and Brighton. So, Dina, have they kicked off there? How's the opening couple of minutes been?
No, they've just finished the minute silence, impeccable. Yeah. And Højlund looks up for it, to be honest, here. It's going to be a good game. I'm really looking forward to this. About to kick off in a few seconds.
Good. Same at Spurs, I assume, guys?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Sorry, yeah. We've literally just kicked off. Sheffield United kicking off. Yeah, early days, but you know, still no atmosphere in the stadium, guys. Where am I? I might as well be in my living room watching this.
We've got Brian saying, I love this idea, gents. Keep up the great content. So much better than listening to the boring live broadcasters. Well, as long as you don't mind a few swear words creeping in, bro, we appreciate you guys being here. Please don't forget to hit the like if you haven't already, and subscribe to all 3 FFTV channels, !FFTV, and we will break to the guys with any goals or key chances. And I can see already Man City and are really piling it on at West Ham, with Foden with a bit of a half chance there.
Yeah, West Ham haven't touched the ball yet. I've got to shout out. I don't like Man City's kit. It's white with claret shorts. Yeah, and the difference between the two teams. I mean, why aren't they wearing their blue? I don't get it. I don't like it. It's all commercialism. But yeah, basically, it's Man City just doing what Man City do. West Ham are struggling. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, that's all I can say.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. How are things looking at Villa Park? Any early chances yet at all, or are they just feeling each other out at the moment?
No, just feeling each other out at the moment. Just basically possession game, trying to have a bit of a scrap out in midfield. Also having a bit of a scrap out in the fans during the minute silence, as some of the fans weren't quite feeling the respect that it deserved. So pretty sad to see that, but the game's underway. Just kind of feeling each other out. Plenty of niggly fouls in the midfield while they're trying to just establish a bit of possession from both sides.
Fantastic. As early signs of life anywhere?
Well, surprisingly, Sheffield United are pressing quite high, and they've pinned Spurs in for the first couple of minutes of this half, which caused a dodgy back pass to the goalkeeper, who managed to get it out for a throw-in, and then we seeing Jack Robinson's infamous long throws. But this one went straight to the goalkeeper. We didn't make much of it. Spurs are just starting to progress up the field, but yeah, I'll get back to you if there's any real action. Back to you, Jeff.
Fantastic. Let's bring it up with a couple of the goals from in and around the country so far. So we will keep you posted on the pointless goals as well. Swindon have taken the lead against Walsall. Oh, Walsall even. It's 1-0 to Swindon just after 2 minutes with Austin scoring. Cove are behind to Kelty Hearts. 1-0 at the moment, with Corbett scoring after the 3rd minute, and Preston have taken the lead against Plymouth. Holmes scoring within the 1st minute. So very
Martin
interesting
Holmes?
to see. We've now Martin Holmes, isn't it? Yeah, I was wondering where he was today. We've got, of course, the feature match for you guys here at the moment, so you can keep up to date with all the kicks. We've got all the boys live at the ground who will keep you posted on any updates. And chat, get your thoughts in on what you think the scores are going to be as well. So if you got the accumulators on, as Mark says here, the goals will come through to you thick and fast, and you won't miss a kick at all. Hope you're enjoying this new format. Look, there's going to be some hiccups along the way. Yes.
Jeff, let's get your thoughts on early kickoff. Let's know nothing here at the moment, sorry, but I just want to get your thoughts on the early kickoff today, the Wolves-Liverpool game. If you want to give the guys a rundown.
I was really impressed with Wolves. Very good that first half. I think I was talking off air to Ant about it, and he said that's how we want to see Forest play, the way Wolves played that first half. But it definitely, for me, knackered them out. Liverpool came back strong in the second half, and unfortunately, bloody twist went 3-1. So that's annoyed me on the old predictor league. But yeah, you know, for all their huff and puff, I thought not Jota, what's his name? Neto was unreal in that first half. One of the best halves.
He is wonderful. He is fucking wonderful.
Cracking player. Wasted there for me.
That new French guy they got looks handy as well.
Who?
The new French guy that Wolves have got, I can't remember his name, but he looked very, very positive. He did. Kept driving at them every time he got the ball. He faded in the second half like they all did, but first half he was excellent. And Wolves should have scored more goals in that first half. Absolutely, they should.
Oh, there's been some crazy chances at Man City. And we'll come to you in a second. They've had about 3 or 4 opportunities there to score. How Areola has kept the ball out of that net is unreal. It really is. And you want to talk us through that sequence of play? It's absolutely crazy.
I am now that it just happened. Spoiler merchant.
How has that ball stayed out the net, Ant?
A superb save. He's a good goalkeeper, isn't he, Areola? He's a good goalkeeper. West Ham did actually have a 30-second period of the game where they actually kept the ball quite well. They actually managed to get into Man City's defending third for very briefly, but then it's back to normal. And like as you mentioned, Man City are just creating chance after chance. They're gonna score. They're gonna score. In fact, they're looking better than they have done. I say all season, you know what I mean? Yeah. Season so far. Man City are looking imperious. They are so annoyingly good.
Dino, you had a massive intake of breath a second ago. What happened at Old Trafford?
A fantastic run by Rashford down the left-hand side, took it past 2 players and then just hit it against the keeper. But Man U have just won a free kick, probably about 30 yards out that they're about to put in. It's a feisty game, this one. Lamptey's already been booked for Brighton. Both teams look up for it, but United are looking pretty sharp. Hoyland's just dropped one over the top of the bar with a header.
How's he looked in the early minutes?
Good game here. Good game.
How's Rasmus looking in those early minutes? The United saviour, as they all keep telling us.
It's kind of his first touch. He just headed it way over the bar from the cross. So it's early days, but I rate this player. I really do rate this player, and I think he'll be good. If he's not good this season, I think he's got a good future ahead of him at United, definitely.
And you got your head in your hands there. What's happened?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how far back I am, you know, with the transmission.
In the stands.
But Areola, again, two saves, literally cleared off the line by the defender. It's just like bang, 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 bang. And here come Man City again. It's fantastic to watch. It really is. It really is.
Absolutely.
And this is without the likes of Kevin De Bruyne playing, by the way.
Jojo.
Yeah.
anything happening at Villa Park, or is it still been a bit of a cagey start at the moment?
Villa are starting to play more progressive passes here. They're just on the edge of the box now with Matty Cash looking to put in a cross. He's gone backwards, but Matty Cash has really started to open up pockets of space on the edge of the box on the right-hand side. Zaniolo's made a couple of mazy runs through. So it's all Villa at the moment. Crystal Palace are just sitting back and trying to weather the storm. They've had a couple of chances to go forward on the break, but they've just amounted to nothing. It's pretty much all Aston Villa in these first 10 minutes.
Cheers, bud. And let's get a quick update from Spurs. How are things looking between Spurs and Sheffield United? Surely Spurs have scored by now.
Well, we've just seen the first shot on target. We've just seen the first shot on target from Sarr. It's been an open game, to be fair, but now United are being pushed back a bit deeper into their own half. They've got 2 banks of 5 literally sat in front. Very hard for Spurs to get through today. The key boards are going to be to try and get Son in behind. Oh, I think we've got a delay there. We've got a delay there, Jeff. Sorry about the reception here in this shoddy stadium.
No worries, no worries. All right, we'll come back to you.
Man United are absolutely tearing Brighton to pieces. Højlund's in. Oh, he just miskicked it. A great turn by Eriksen in midfield there. Great bit of trickery, and a counter-attack was amazing. But they're absolutely battering Brighton at the minute. Brighton cannot get out their own half.
Wow, talk us through that chance, Dino. It looked like almost an open goal. He was through on the keeper there, Højlund, wasn't he?
He kind of miskicked it. I mean, it was a superb move started off by Eriksen. Just amazing bit of skill to take it past the player. And then just a rapid past the Brighton defence. Højlund was in a great position. He made a fantastic run. And it kind of, I don't know, I think it came to the wrong foot. I don't know. He just seemed to sort of swing at it and kind of completely miss it. But that was a big chance. That'll go down as a big chance. But Brighton are coming back now on the attack. It's 3v2. Cross comes in. Mitoma's got it. He's going to shoot. No, Man United have closed him down. Back out to Lallana. Lamptey, he's going to shoot. Oh, that was useless, man. Get him off. He's rubbish. Jeez. My mum could have done better than that. She's in a wheelchair, man. Come on.
Oh, your poor mum, I swear to God, Dino.
Just showing the Eriksen move again. That was beautiful.
Yo, so yeah, what's up?
Just got to mention this. Just got to mention this. As obviously an unbiased pundit that I am, you may or may not remember a couple of weeks ago, Forest played Manchester United, and in the penalty box, Rashford was diving down, and as he dived down, he slightly brushed against our player, and the penalty was given. I've just seen Soufal run across the pitch, shove his hip into the Man City player. The Man City player went flying off the pitch, throw-in. No free kick, nothing. Just saying.
Typical.
Shoot.
Typical. It's sounding frantic. It's sounding frantic at the moment.
Rashford, if you've not got it, I've took him out of my FPL team. If you play FPL, you need to put him back in. He looks like he's up for it today. Incredible move again. Again, another shot against the keeper. So he's had 2 shots. Brighton are like fighting for their lives at the minute. They really just can't get out. They need to slow the game down. Man U are pressing. They're frantic. Højlund's holding the ball up well. They're looking pretty good today.
Good stuff. Look into some of the chat's comments. Matt saying, can you tell us the assists on the goals, please? Matt, we'll go one step further. If you remember, we'll get as many of the goals up for you as they go in today. But yeah, the guys, as soon as the goals go through, they'll talk you through the goals, who's assisted, and everything else. Right, you saying
just 99p, by the way.
Yeah, and if you're not a member and you want to make sure you get those goals, ! member in the chat. Agreeing with that, I'm going to cancel Sky Sports. Save yourself the money, right? You absolutely. Talking about the West Ham game. If West Ham weather this, it will be a miracle. We got Martin saying, Man United, a team full of wife beaters and bad. All right, we'll move on from that one. No comment. Anything happening at Spurs, says Matthew? Any more developments, says?
No, it's really settled. No, well, I've got to say, guys, no, there's not much. Although, To be fair, that was a great ball, but Son couldn't take it in his stride. The first time Maddison's managed to link up with Son this afternoon, and he was onside. He was onside. Oh, if he could have got that touch right, he was through clean 1-on-1. But yeah, it's very cagey. It's very cagey. To be fair, but you know, to be fair to Sheffield United, when they have got the ball, they've managed to keep hold of it, and it's not been given straight back to Spurs. As I've said, that commentators curse, they're giving it straight back to Spurs. Back to you, Jeff.
Well, we're about 15 minutes into. Oh, I'm back. I'm surprised we haven't seen goals at Spurs. But more surprisingly, Lemmy, Villa have been either getting tonked or tonking people. Any signs of a goal yet coming at Villa Park, mate?
Well, there's a good passage of play that's just happening down the left-hand side now for Villa. Digne's just passing it back. It's Diaby and Matty Cash have been running rings on the right-hand side of the pitch. They've been getting down to the edge of the penalty box at ease, really. They've just not been able to find any end product there. It's just been really scrappy. We've had a couple of free kicks already for each team. I feel Digne got away with a yellow card opportunity where he basically belted a Crystal Palace player in the back of his calf. So it's just getting a bit feisty down here, but nothing really in the goal area. It's all happening in the midfield. Back to you.
Interesting. I gotta ask, and I'm sure the crowd want to know, Lemmy. How's the sweat patches and the old sheepskin there? How's the weather in Birmingham?
Well, it's quite cool, actually. It's a moderate breeze that's going through Villa Park at the moment, so I can definitely confirm I'm not sweating my bollocks off yet.
In the words of Cooper.
Oh, great idea that was, Wolverine.
Yeah. Yeah, brilliant, yeah.
Why do you guys think it's all Wolverine that comes up with all this stuff, man?
Well, you've gone really loud, Dina. I don't know if that's it.
Sorry,
absolutely, this is a really good idea, Wolvie. Thank you, Jolly Ollie. Thank you. I must give credit to myself and my fellow brother there, Ed,
Me, myself,
for
and
coming
I.
up with the idea. Yeah, I got to say, Dino had no input and no say in this whatsoever. And then I just came on for the eye candy.
This masturbation session and just say that Erling Haaland, I just missed an absolute fucking golden sitter. I mean, you're talking 3 yards out, slightly wide of the post, goalkeeper the other side, and he puts it wide. Unbelievable, Jeff.
Good. He's not my captain this week on FPL, so
it's early days.
Have you all got in your team?
Yeah,
I made him on your captain.
I've got to say, guys, it's been pretty dry on goal.
West Ham just had a corner.
Imagine if they're all 0-0. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a coupon buster.
Can you not interrupt my interruption, please? This is important.
Go on, take us through it and take us through this corner.
Yeah, West Ham just had a corner. It came right over and a yard out. Well, who's that bloody midfielder? I can't remember his name. The one I said was really good. Alvarez. Alvarez missed the header. It came off his shoulder. Had he connected, it was a goal. So West Ham could well have been 1-0 up, but they're not. And it's back to usual now with Man City controlling the ball.
Well, and do you give West Ham any chance? Have they been able to come out at all?
They've always got a chance, haven't they? Every team has a chance. When you're playing a ultra low block, and trust me, they're playing an ultra low block. As we know from our own team, a break up the pitch because the team are pressing on so high. Break up the pitch, you can always get that goal. It's not likely, but it's always possible. But at the moment, I'd still go for 3-0 Man City at the moment.
3-0, fantastic.
Ollie Watkins.
Oh, let's cut across to Villa Park. If we can bring it up, Lemmy there. Lemmy took us through that chance there.
Oh, so just before that, we had the first yellow cards of the game where John McGinn just went straight into the back of Eze. He got a yellow card for that foul, and then Eze apparently said too much to the referee and got a yellow card for himself there. But just then, Ollie Watkins has an absolutely golden opportunity. He just breaks through a terrible pass back from the defence for Crystal Palace, and he's through 1-on-1, and Sam Johnson pulls off a great save down to his left, and then they can't capitalise on a follow-up opportunity. They've just got a corner now. John McGinn's about to whip it in, but it's the first shot on target, and it was a great save from Johnston. Back to you, Jeff.
Cheers there, Lemmy. Sounds like we're getting closer to a goal at Villa Park. Who's going to score the first goal of the afternoon? That's the question. Guys in the chat. And I agree with Keith. I've never seen the chat not scrolling at all. What's going on here? Get in the chat. Where do you think the first goal will be? And, well, basically, which team will get us our first goal of the afternoon? Let's bring you an update on a couple of goals in and around the other matches and the ground there. And just breaking news, I'm hearing there's been a goal. It's at Old Trafford. Let's take you over to Dino, who can talk us through the play as it builds up. Go, Dino.
Is the Jeff? I've not seen it yet. I'm a little bit behind. Stop trolling me. Okay, I'll talk you through. I've not seen the goal yet. McTominay picks up in midfield to Ericsson. McTominay's having a good game. Swept out wide. Oh, no. What time are you on? I'm on 18:29.
To the ground.
I'm just hearing, I can confirm there is a goal at Old Trafford, and it's been scored by a player who did play for Manchester United. Let's hand back over to Dino. Dino, talk us through what you're seeing right now.
I'm seeing De Zerbi moaning on the touchline. Right, I've seen Brighton have got the ball in defence, so I don't know how far you guys are ahead. So maybe you need to bear that in mind next time. Just bear with me, it's still in defence from Brighton. To be honest, United have still been playing well and pressing. They've pushed up. Their two fullbacks are pressing really high up the pitch and making use of that lack of right winger in Anthony. But Brighton have got the ball in midfield. Still patient. They're trying to slow the game down. This is going to ruin it when this goes in, isn't it? Is that the year, Dino? Yes, it is the year. Okay, this must be it. Danny Welbeck passes it out to the right. Comes in. Welbeck scores. Welbeck. What a surprise, eh? Welbeck laid it out to the right-hand side.
Ex-United player. Took us through the build-up on that one, Dino.
Goal.
And then check your goddamn WhatsApp.
Beautiful left foot shot in. To the
Welbeck.
Oh!
So
Let's cut across to Ez. Let's cut across to Ez while Dino checks his WhatsApp. And Ez, what are you groaning about there? What's happened?
It's just a great tip round the post from Son with his first real opportunity of a game, and he's had to come out deep outside the box to get the shot on, but it got them there. Got tipped round the post. He just had the corner. Solomon's got it at the edge of the box. It's been a tight, cagey start for him. It's really hard for Spurs to break through this really, really deep double block from Sheffield. I just see as it goes out of play. Yeah, Spurs are really struggling to break through this low block from Sheffield United. But Sheffield United, at the same time, when they are getting the ball, they're breaking quite well. So it's not as easy as everyone was expecting this afternoon, but the chances are starting to come. We've had 2 shots so far from Spurs, one opportunity from Sarr just before you came to me, where he managed to break through in the box, but well saved again by Foderingham. At the moment, there we are. Sheffield United are trying to slow down the pace of the game. I've just looked at the bench, and you can see Richarlison there really scratching his head as to why he's not starting, but there's a good reason for him not playing. Yeah, it's a bit slow here, Jeff, but we'll hopefully we'll get a goal before half-time. Back to you in the studio.
Cheers, Ez. Right, just a quick question to you guys in the chat. Do you want the virtual screen on there or not? Can we get some yeses or nos? It would be good to know. So let us know. So I can confirm that Danny Welbeck has finally scored a goal in the Premier League. And the irony that it comes against his former club, as Ant turns around and gives quite a satisfied looking look there. And anything to say on that?
Before the game that Welbeck is actually a good player.
There's a few mixed yeses.
Twice a day.
Wait, was the question, do you want it removed or do you want to keep it? I can't remember. Oh, breaking away. Was that you, Ez, screaming like a little girl?
Oh, yeah, no, quick shot on target from Sheffield United. Vicario made a great save. but when they're breaking well. Cameron Archer's holding onto the ball well. They're finding space down the sides of the Spurs defense, and let's hope they keep playing this way, because it's quite an exciting game so far, considering it's 0-0. Back to you, Jeff.
Cheers there, Ez. We've got a few more scores coming in. Dino, you all sorted now?
24-12, I'm on.
Cool. Okay, so we've got confirmation of the World Crap goal. We've got, wow, Jack Colback has been sent off for serious foul play at QPR. Does that surprise many? Does that surprise anyone? Get in there, Jack. Off he goes. Juventus have been pegged back by Lazio. Luis Alberto scoring for Lazio, bringing it to 2-1. Peterborough are 1-0 up against Leyton Orient. Wrexham, Hollywood FC are winning against Grimsby, with Palmer scoring after 21 minutes. You got Gillingham 2-1 up against Morecambe. Mahoney scoring in the 23rd minute, and we'll bring you fully up to date with Forfast 1-0 against Spartans, with Ross scoring, and a goal just going in for Rochdale against Barnet as they take the lead with Sinclair.
Cafu. Well, no, it's Rotherham, isn't it? Sorry, carry on.
You guys want to make the video print bigger? All right, we'll do this. We'll do this in live real time. Hold on.
Can I just say whilst you're doing that I was wrong in my prediction at the beginning when I said that although it was a 4-1-4-1, it's more likely to be a 9-1. I was wrong. It's actually a 10-0 with West Ham. Furthest play up the pitch is Antonio, about 30 yards out. When Man City are in possession, they are facing 10 men every time. And they're still creating chances. Foden had one a couple of minutes ago in the middle of the penalty box. Should have done better, put it wide. But they're still at it.
Cheers for the update. Joe, any more? You said we were sniffing towards the signs of a goal earlier on.
Yeah,
any more signs coming?
It seems to have quietened down now, but that's mainly more due to the fact that we've had our first substitution 27 minutes in. I think Crystal Palace might have had a bit of a mix-up when they picked their lineup. It seems that they wanted to have Jordan Ayew playing. I think they actually had Andre Ayew back on from Forest. He's gone off with an injury after 25 minutes and doing absolutely nothing. So he's been replaced by Jean-Philippe Mateta. And that really seems to have killed any kind of spark that we had from Aston Villa. However, Zaniolo's making mazy runs throughout the midfield and trying to break through the defence, and still Matty Cash and Diaby getting easy access down the right-hand side. So the goal's in the balance, but it's just nothing coming in yet.
How's Zaniola looking? Because Forest were linked to him quite heavily over the summer. You seeing good early signs from him, mate?
He's very good on the ball from what I'm seeing. His end distribution's not been great. He's not been able to find out a pass or getting his head up to try and look for an easier pass to get someone through on goal. But whenever he's on the ball and making dribbles, he's just getting through people like he's just walking through water. He's making it look really easy with the dribbles.
Fantastic. Okay. So we are, what are we, nearly coming up to the 30-minute mark around the grounds. Let's go and get some quick updates from our main featured matches. How have Man U reacted, Dino, after going one behind in the game so far?
The same as they were before. I mean, the goal was completely against the run of play, but they're still pressing. They're still getting up. The one thing that's letting United down is the final ball and the decision making in the final bit of the pitch. You know, shooting when you've got 2 or 3 players blocking the shot rather than make the pass. But they're starting to look desperate. Brighton is starting to look a bit more confident and trying to slow it down a little bit and just try and get them on the break. There's another attack here from Brighton. Down the right wing, cross ready to come in. Now he's gone back. To be fair, you know, the fullbacks of United are almost playing like wingers. It's quite weird. And then Casemiro kind of drops back to make that 3-man in the back. It's the first time I've seen him play like this season.
Interesting.
Obviously, they've got no right wingers now, have they?
It's true. Yeah, I bet they'll take Elanga back. And things started to settle down at the Toilet Bowl Stadium, or Manchester United still kind of hurling it all at West Ham.
Yeah. Well, Manchester United aren't playing in this game, but
Man City, yeah.
It's same old, just constant, non-stop attack. The statistic, the stats, it says 73% Man City. The eyeball says a lot more than that. You know what I mean? I don't know where this possessions come from West Ham, unless it's the goalkeeper taking goal kicks or something. Man City have had 10 shots, West Ham 0. Man City have had 5 shots on target, West Ham 0. It gives you a kind of a little indication. Bearing in mind that they're also having shots that aren't even counted as shots because they're being blocked at source. It's just wave after wave. Yeah. It's very difficult. I could see West Ham winning this. Like one of those games, you know what I mean? Well, we're one team just absolutely dominant. If they can keep their defensive discipline for the 90 minutes and get a breakaway, then who knows? It won't be deserved, but that's football.
Fair enough. Ed, any signs of a breakthrough, mate? I'm surprised that you're one, to be honest. I thought Spurs would be more comfortable by now.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? I mean, Maddison's all over the pitch trying to get the ball. He's just managed to get Basham the first booking of the game. But they're really struggling most of their shots are coming from the edge of the box. I think we've had 3 on target so far, but they are struggling to break through this deep lying defense from Sheffield United. Maddison's the main man again. He's picking up the ball wherever he can. He's coming very deep where he needs to, but he progresses the ball as well, but as good as any midfielder in this position. They are really struggling, but they're stuck on the edge of the box. They're just trying to get across in now, headed away by Basham from Sheffield United, and they're back to the halfway line. But, you know, the one thing has impressed me with Sheffield United, I've got to give them credit on this one. When they have got the ball, they've recycled it well, and it hasn't gone straight back to Spurs. But at the moment, it's just a matter of trying to break them down and trying to get a ball through, they're trying to slip it through again. No, we haven't managed it. Back to you in the studio, Jeff.
Cheers, bud. And then let's get a quick roundup from Lemmy as well. Lemmy, any signs of life?
It's still a very scrappy game. We've had a lot of fouls throughout this game. In terms of the stats, all of the goal attempts really have come from Aston Villa. We had one shot from Abrechi Eze just on the edge of the box, but it was very scrappy. Never really looked like it was really going to be challenging the target. But free kicks, there's been 7 free kicks conceded already, 2 yellow cards. It's just been a real dogfight in the midfield, trying to win possession and just trying to establish a bit of physical dominance. And that's about it, really. One absolutely great chance for Ollie Watkins that we spoke about earlier on. Other than that, it's just Aston Villa trying to find the breakthrough, really, into Crystal Palace trying to weather the storm.
Are they low blocking? Lemmy, are they looking for that counter attack with their pacey wingers, or is it a bit more from Palace?
I wouldn't say it's so much as a low block as what you'd expect from other teams in the Premier League that seem to play 5 at the back. They're just trying to pack out the midfield more than anything. They're trying to stop anything getting to the edge of the box and trying to push Villa out wide. They seem to be having success with that, Villa, especially down the right-hand side with Matty Cash. But they're just not able to produce anything inside the box. So they're just holding them, not letting them get through into the centre of the box through midfield, and just kind of holding them out at there. So it's not so much of a low block. It's just preventative measures, really, and trying to play physical football in the midfield.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Let's bring you up to speed with the rest of the goals going in and around the country at the moment. We've got Montrose who have doubled their lead against Edinburgh. Thompson scoring after 28 minutes. You got York City taking the lead against Southend with Lati Fainweather. You got Colchester 1-0 up with Taylor. Bromley beating Oldham by 1-0. And Blackburn beating Lemmy's new team at Middlesbrough 1-0 with Sazmodic scoring. And Wimbledon have just taken the lead against Crewe as Nuffield have scored. And we're getting some more goals coming through.
Oh my God, that was so close.
Chance sounding there from United. Let's go across to Dino. What just happened, Dino?
Well, Rashford's currently on the floor holding his knee, but he just ran through there at pace. Its replay's just coming. He picked the ball up on the left side, cut inside like an inside forward, and I don't know whether... Oh, it came off the defender and hit the corner of the post and the bar. The goalkeeper was nowhere. Yeah, just hit the corner, and then it's gone out. But he's back up on his feet now, so he's okay. But that was close.
Easy.
I mean, the goalkeeper was miles away. That should have been 1-1.
Fantastic. Thanks for the update, Dino. Anything happening with you, Joe?
Nothing at the moment. Just Aston Villa passing it around the back. Abreciez has tried to play a couple of through balls. He's just been overhitting them. They've not been able to get through. Oh, there's been a ball through here. Oh, Diaby's on. Diaby's through. Go! Musa Diaby. Go! Musa Diaby. Over the top through ball, played through the midfield. Great touchdown from Musa Diaby. He just cruises through the back line. Takes the touch just beyond the defence. Brilliant touch just down onto his right foot. Johnston tries to come out to cover all the angles, but he just slots it in at his near post along the floor. Absolutely brilliant goal. Let's just have a look at this through ball. It actually comes from, looks like it comes from the left centre back there, who plays the ball over, and he just controls it down and slots it in. Brilliant goal. Let's just try and see. It looks like it was Torres who got the assist there, and Diaby just slots it in at Johnston's near post. 1-0 Aston Villa.
Joe, there's talks of a potential offside on there. Is he, from what you saw, I know you saw it in real time, did he look onside to you?
It's going to be a difficult one. I think it's one that's definitely going to have to be looked at because the ball came over from so deep in real time. They weren't really kind of covering it. I've not had a chance to look at any kind of angles that would be able to see if he had broken beyond the back line before he had a chance to slot it in. It looks like we're just about to have a look at it now. Just going to VAR. So as soon as I get a confirmation from my side, I'll let you know.
Just a reminder for everybody in the chat, please don't put scorers or anything like that in. It kind of ruins the flow.
Joe, we'll stay with you on this one, Joe. Are you seeing any signs of a replay on it?
Yeah, it's looking close. Oh, he is offside. It looks like he's offside, probably by a shoelace. He's so close to being just onside there, but it has been ruled out as offside, so the score line goes back to 0-0.
Unbelievable. So close, yet so far. Appreciate it, Joe. So to confirm, the Diaby goal has been chalked off.
Oh, my God.
What we got, Anne?
Oh, my God.
Anne's in shock here. Let's bring Anne up on the screen.
I did say that... I'm over there now, aren't I? I did say that West Ham could get a breakaway goal. That's exactly what they've done, and a cracking goal it was too. I wasn't paying attention to the players. I'll bring you that in a sec when I think about it.
Ward-Prowse, I believe, with the header.
Comes into midfield. Bowen runs down the right wing. No, it's not Bowen. Superb cross and a diving header. It's Sufala. Yeah, it's Sufala who came down the right wing. Diving header from...
Ward-Prowse.
He's just celebrating at the moment. Sorry about this, guys.
Ward-Prowse, mate, I think.
It's Ward-Prowse. Yeah,
Ward-Prowse for hearing.
Ward-Prowse, he wasn't brought in to do diving headers in the box. He was brought in to do the kind of delivery that Sufo just gave him. But what a goal, and what an upset we could have. Now, Manchester City have got it all to do now because West Ham are certainly not going to come out any more than they have done, I think. So, should be interesting. 1-0 West Ham.
What a turn up for the books we have here as West Ham take the lead against Manchester City in the 36th minute with Ward-Prowse. What a signing he has been for them already as Di Canio celebrates in the crowd with his kids, looking very excited. Now, game on. And are you expecting them to go fully low block now and hold out, or do you expect them to maybe come out and try and double their lead potentially?
No, they were already fully low block, and I expect them to do absolutely the same. And if they can get another man on the pitch, they'll put 12 behind the ball, honestly. And who can blame them? So, yeah, I'm not expecting to see any scintillating West Ham progressive football, but who cares? They certainly won't.
Absolutely.
To Manchester City to try and break them down, and as we know, it's not easy.
Absolutely. Dino, any signs of life from Varchester United? Any signs of brown envelopes maybe coming out to help them out? How's the game been?
It went after the Rashford chance. It's got a little bit flat now. Brighton is just trying to keep the ball, just to take the sting out of United. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if United's running out of steam in this half. We've got 38 minutes gone on my game. Brighton have got the ball. good possession. Great ball there for Mitoma down the left. He's not got many in the box, and that's what killed it in the end. It was cleared by a Man United defender. The guys couldn't get in the box quick enough. That was a perfect ball into the 6-yard box. But Brighton have still got the ball near their own half, and they go back into their own half. So, yeah, just a bit stalemate at the minute. Hoyland's been quiet, actually.
Yeah, all that hype, all that hype.
It's been quiet.
Speaking of quiet, Ez, are we any closer to a goal?
No, we've just had a long stoppage for what looked like a really innocuous injury to the goalkeeper Foderingham. Like I said, Spurs been taking pot shots from the edge of the area, and it was probably the softest shot of a lot from Maddison. And I think he just fell the way he fell. He fell on his arms. Oh, we just had a cross in. Oh, Son's missed his opportunity there. He's just skimmed off the top of his head. But yeah, so really innocuous looking injury, and that's taken about 4 or 5 minutes. But prior to that, there was a penalty shout for Spurs with Maddison being clipped on the edge of a box. Now, I've seen a couple of replays so far, and I'm still not sure. And he's still arguing the fact with the referee. Looks like we got some action elsewhere.
Hold on, as I'm going to cut you off, we're going to cross across to Dino, where there's been a goal. Dino.
That was a Shelby 35-yarder moment, wasn't it? I was saying how quiet Hoyland had been, and he's just put one in. Typical performance by Hoyland, where he's actually he's always that 6-yard man, isn't he? When you've seen him before playing for the other clubs. Great work by Rashford down the left. He's been on fire today, my man of the match so far. Great low ball across and just a tap in there for Hoyland. It's just replaying now. Again, a quick break. Brian got caught up the pitch, so there was 3-on-2 at one point. McTominay out to Rashford. Takes it around the player. Oh, that might be out of play.
Yeah?
Rashford might have took it out of play. I don't know if they're checking it. I don't think they are. Yes, they are checking it. Yes.
VAR at Old Trafford. This could get tasty.
Yeah, it is definitely out of play. I can just see
through the issue. Do you know what happened?
Rashford took it past the player, but he obviously ran out of room. We've got a Brighton defender diving in, and he just took it out of play before he could get the ball back into Hoyland. So it is definitely. I can see daylight between the ball and the white line. So this is going to be ruled out.
Going to be ruled out. Ez, was that you screaming in the background?
Yeah, just another quick opportunity for Spurs. He managed to break into the box. Nice little cross from Solomon, and he managed to find Maddison on the 8-yard in the 8-yard area. Oh, and he's claiming trying to claim a corner, but he's a couple of yards wide. But it was a good opportunity inside the box. Still not too many shots, clear cut opportunities for Spurs, but they are starting to break in now. I think their best chance is probably getting it in from wide, and that's what we're looking to do now. A few more crosses coming into the Sheffield United area now. Back to you.
Decision made. To you, Jeff. No goal. It's still 1-0 to Brighton.
Let's go. Wait,
Hoyland's shaking his head like it was honestly so far out.
I was going to say, it must be at least 6 foot out. It's ruled out to Old Trafford.
Easy decision to make.
Just a quick update from the Fulham Luton game. Kabor, I believe his name was down for a while with a bit of an injury, so there will be a delay in that game. And what's going on there?
Fantastic piece of skill there by Doku. Feinted to come inside, went outside, down the line, crossed the ball, 2 foot out from the goal line, went right across. I think it was Haaland who came in at the far post and couldn't get it back in. Got it back in towards the goal, but they covered the goal by then. But again, a really good chance and a fantastic piece of work by Doku.
Cheers, Ant.
My God, Dallo nearly lost it there. Dallo nearly lost it with 2 men bearing down on him, and he was bailed out by Casemiro, I think. They'd have been through on goal. He lost control of the ball in defence and nearly got the ball stolen from him. Just managed to get a foot in at the last.
Fantastic. And let's have a quick catch up with the scores. So definitely been ruled off, Dino, yeah?
Yeah, definitely ruled off, yeah. There was pure, when you saw down the line, there was pure daylight. Good. That makes it all the sweeter.
That makes it all the sweeter. All right, let's give you some quick score updates. Stuttgart take the lead against Niakate's old team. of Mainz. Spartans have turned it around and are ahead of Forfar. You've got Hoffenheim 3-0 up. Wimbledon take a 2-0 lead against Crewe. And Manchester United have had their goal in the 40th minute ruled out. Ruled out.
We need a 4-4-5 East 5-4, don't we? Moment.
We need a what?
4-4-5 East 5-4.
Dino's dad joke of the day.
That's what you pay for. Better than that, or worse.
The old jokes.
Yeah.
The oldest.
Let me run you through the tables as things stand. In fact, let's wait till halftime. We're only a couple of minutes away from halftime, and we'll take you through the tables. What I can confirm to you, though, is that Nottingham Forest are still ahead of Rochester United with a game in hand. Makes Monday very, very interesting. Let's bring some of your comments up as we go into halftime. Muhammad asking, when will the Burnley preview be? That should be out for you guys tomorrow, I believe, so keep an eye out for that. Haaland's missed another sitter, apparently, according to Pat.
That's the one I mentioned, yeah.
Cricket final at Trembridge. That's something you can update us on in a second, Ant. Let me just go through these comments.
It's the one I was on about.
Yeah. Ant reminds me of Chris Kamara. Don't know, Jeff is his answer. Come on, Villa, says Dams. So, about a few interesting games. Dams asking, out of the 4 games you boys are watching, who would put their claim in for kind of game of the day so far? What's been the most attractive one? Dino, you've put your hand up quite quickly on that one.
This is really good football to watch. I mean, both teams are attacking. Quite exciting to watch. Blood and thunder, you know, hard tackles going in, everything you want really, other than like lots of goals. But yeah, a little bit more composure up front with United will they should win. They should win this if they can get a bit more composed up front. Rashford's got the ball. He looked offside. He's going to shoot. Hits it wide, but he did look offside when he got the ball. He's looking really, really good today. There's a lot of reliance on Rashford, I think, with Man United. Yeah. But they're playing that long diagonal ball that they always play to Rashford. I do not know why Brighton aren't closing him down a bit more like Arsenal did. But yeah, he flashed that one wide, high and wide.
Yeah.
Not too far about away.
Stoney in the chat saying, surprised Luton and Fulham are still 0-0. Good for his Leno in his FPL team. I'm keeping an eye on the Fulham match. Honestly, not too much going on. Both teams seem to be quite happy just to sit and let the ball bounce around in midfield as the halftime scores start to come in on the video printer. Keep an eye on that.
Sorry,
I'm sure there's a few.
Sorry, Jeff, can we have a quick? Can the boys give me a quick time check? I'm on 46.39.
Well, I'm on 46.11.
Yeah, it won't matter. All the games.
Okay. All the games if they all kicked off at the exact same time.
Yeah.
I'm live at the stadium, so I don't know what you're on.
Joe, quick update.
Joe, if you look up, you'll see a big clock, mate.
Yeah. Anyway, back to it, Joe. Quick update. Any last developments towards the amber ends of the first half for you there, Joe?
Not so much. No. Crystal Palace have tried to establish more of a midfield presence and try and get the ball further up the pitch. They've been able to create opportunities to have shots, but they've not had a shot on goal yet this first half. All the stats are pretty much all swinging in the favour of Aston Villa, who just can't seem to be able to get anything of clear-cut opportunity in the middle of the box, other than Ollie Watkins' shot, which was saved. Matty Cash had a couple of opportunities to score a goal, one header which went over the bar, and then a chance about 10 yards out, which was a missed kick. It looks like Palace are just trying to break away, but they know they're offside now, so they're going to win back on that. I see this game just kind of drifting slowly into a half-time. Both teams will just have to try and regroup and just someone just has to get a goal, but I can only see it's going to be Aston Villa that's going to be the first one to get the breakthrough here.
Cheers, Joe. Cheers, Lemmy. And let's have a quick chat with Ez. Ez, just want to ask you a quick question. Who's going to be the happier manager at halftime if things stay as they are currently, mate?
You gotta say it's going to be Heckingbottom. And to be fair, I don't know if the rules have changed, but it looked like a very deliberate handball by Foderingham outside of his penalty area, and how that's not a red card in that situation. Yes, he wasn't right in front of his goal. It was on the byline, but it was a deliberate handball outside of his penalty. He's looked shaky since his injury, but he was given a yellow card, and they had a free kick on the edge of penalty, which it didn't make the most of. But I'd be interested to know if that rule has changed in terms of handball when it comes to goalkeepers, because that looked like a very deliberate handball on the edge of a penalty area by the Sheffield United goalkeeper.
My understanding is it depends on what's behind him. Is it covered or not? To whether or not it's
handball
a red
outside
card.
the box is an automatic red card.
Is it?
Doesn't matter whether even
anymore.
if he's on his own, even if he's nobody.
Not anymore. It's not. Not anymore.
I
It's
don't
not.
know. Chat. Settle the debate. Settle the debate. Let's get in some of these comments. Matty's saying he's got Leno in his as well, and he needs Son to start scoring. Stoney saying a quiet first half in a lot of the games to start with. And we are getting a few halftime results coming through as well. So just in a second, don't forget, we'll be switching it up to FFTV Premier League for the second half. So if you're tuned in on FFTV, make sure you make the jump across to the Premier League channel. Any news on Sancho, says Harvey? Nothing's changed, mate. For me, it's still all paper talk. Nothing will change anyway until January on that one. So a few half times coming in. I can see that. I believe, Dino, we're at half time at Manchester United.
Yeah, we're at half
whistle.
time. Yeah, Ten Hag walking off, looking pissed off as usual. It was an interesting thing, like 2 minutes before half time, where a mistake in the Brighton midfield put Højlund through on goal. And I was convinced it was brought down by the defender, but they actually didn't give it as a foul at all. I think he would have been sent off if he would have given it. On the replay, I don't think he got any of the ball. So I think they didn't even go to VAR. I'm surprised. I'll see it again at half time, but I'll let you know. But it didn't look as though he got any of the ball from him. He brought Højlund down. Okay,
fantastic. Lemmy, have we hit the halftime whistle at Villa Park there?
We have now. Yeah, it's just gone half time. Aston Villa were just again trying to knock on the door, see if they could get something late. There was a pretty loud penalty appeal that they're trying to go for a handball. It did make contact with the Crystal Palace defender's hand, but it was in a natural motion as the ball was throttled at him. He wasn't even looking at the ball. So VAR had a look, but they couldn't give it. So half time, 0-0. Crystal Palace will obviously be thanking their lucky stars that Diaby was just ruled offside, and the handball appeal was not really given any credence. I can't see it staying at this scoreline for long, though. Both teams are trying to push forward and create chances when they can, but Ollie Watkins and Diaby seem to really be looking like they're going to be able to create opportunities in the second half.
Fantastic. Cheers, Lemmy. Let's get the latest update from the toilet bowl and half time there.
Typical Man City performance. All Man City pressing, shooting, creating opportunities, not putting them away this time, though. Holland's missed a couple of, one absolute sitter and one that was a bit more difficult, but you'd expect him to get a bit of contact with it and put it in the back of the net. West Ham, 10-man defence, fair dues, you can't expect him to play any other way against his team. And they got the breakaway goal. So we could be in for a shock here. Can I just point out on a side note, there's a comment from Jimmy Panastone saying this is fun. Forest should play on Sunday. Yeah. I think the idea is that if Forest play on Saturday, if there are enough quality games on a Sunday, then we'll do Super Sunday instead. So I think that's the plan.
Yeah, if this is something you guys want on a regular basis, let us know as always, and we will hook it up. We'll go across to Ez in a second to get his halftime thoughts at the Spurs game. But a quick shout out to Matthew Redgate. Thank you so much for becoming a member, buddy. Really do appreciate it. And he's clarified as well. It's a red card when it's a clear goal scoring opportunity. Exactly what I thought as well, Matt. So, and as always, is wrong. Okay, let's get some halftime thoughts from Ez at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Hey, Jeff. really attritional first half, to be honest. There were opportunities, a lot of them from the edge of the box for Spurs, but I think the talking points from this first half are going to be that yellow card for Foderingham. Is right. It wasn't a goal scoring opportunity. It wasn't a clear goal scoring opportunity. It was on the byline, close to the goal line, so it wasn't directly in front of a goal, and that's probably why he got a yellow card rather than a red card for that opportunity. But maybe the penalty shout, I think I'll have to watch it back again. It looked like there was minimal contact, but I have seen those given, and for certain players, it seems to be given more regularly. Spurs haven't managed to break through too often. There was one fantastic ball, one time that Maddison and Son did link, but Son's touch let him down on that occasion. And
we're losing you there, mate. So let's go back to the panel.
There's too much plastic in that stadium, isn't there?
Yeah, we'll come back to you. Let's give you guys a quick update on the table. And remember, we're about to leave you on FFTV. We will, of course, continue with the... Why have we gone back to us? We will, of course, continue with you guys on FFTV Premier League as well. That's already live there, so make sure you make the switch across and make sure you're subscribing. Why does Ez keep coming up on my screen?
No idea why it's doing that. I'm not touching.
Okay. Before we look at the league table, let's have a quick shout out to Oliver Tate. Thank you so much for becoming a member, buddy. Appreciate that. And let's have a look at the league table, where Liverpool are still sitting pretty at the top after their win against Wolves this afternoon. West Ham are level on points with Liverpool. Unbelievable, Jeff, with 13 points. Manchester City are a point behind with 12. And Brighton, with their 1-0 win, this is a live table for you guys, are now into the top 4. Tottenham, however, if they do get that win, will jump themselves back up into 2nd place. And then you've got Arsenal in 6th place. In terms of the teams moving downwards, well, Manchester United losing currently to Brighton. That keeps them in 11th place with a goal difference of -3. Level on points with Forest, having played a game more and with a worse goal difference. I love saying that. Sheffield United have found themselves out of the relegation zone and into 16th place. If they can hold on for a point against Tottenham today, that would double their points tally up to 2 and bounces them ahead of the likes of Bournemouth and into 16th place. And then Luton staying in 19th, but maybe getting their first points of the season with a goalless draw currently away at home, to Fulham. Are they home or away? I forgot. It's one of them. So table looking very interesting. Any surprises really? And in terms of the other scorelines that you have seen, or just the one you're watching now, really?
Probably just the one I'm watching. I mean, some people might consider Brighton a surprise, but I predicted 1-1 for that. I don't see that as a massive surprise. Can I just say, I like to own up if I'm wrong, and Matthew's absolutely spot on. I looked it up as well, and he's absolutely right that it's a red card if it's only if it's a goal scoring opportunity. I just want to confirm that. Kudos, Matthew.
Fair enough. Takes a big man to admit when he's wrong, and Ant seems to do it a lot these days.
Plenty of practice.
Exactly. All right, we are going to switch it up as Lemmy goes into the bar at halftime. Lemmy, anything decent on the menu at Villa Park? You're on mute, though.
I'll be back.
I'm afraid not, no. I've managed to just get a packet of crisps and keep topped up on my juice and lemonade. Did look tempted to have maybe a cheeky pint, but I thought, if I've got to be driving back all the way from Birmingham, I'd rather not, especially having to drive through Birmingham city centre. It's an absolute nightmare. So I want to make sure I'm on peak performance. So sticking on the juice and a packet of crisps.
Nice. All right, we got Mick saying, who is Chris Kamara? Honestly, take your pick, Mick. I'll ask the chat. Who is?
They'll all say me, won't they? You know they'll say me.
After being 10 minutes behind the goal.
All right, we are going to kick this stream for the second half across to FFTV Premier League and the High Press. So if you're tuned in on FFTV now, you need to make the switch across. Premier League in the chat. That will have the link for you there. So make the switch over. If you're already on FFTV Premier League or the High Press, then stay where you are because nothing will change. So if you're viewing on Forest Fan TV right now, please make the switch across and we will see you on FFTV Premier League. Let's get this done.
Really good.
Okay, so let us continue with our schedule, ladies and gents. Let's just do that. All right, Dino, I just want to start by coming over to, I just want to confirm we are still live after that change. Guys in the chat say hi if we are still there. Yes, guys. All right, fantastic. Dino, what are you expecting from Manchester United in the second half? Do you expect a bit of an onslaught? What do you think Ten Hag will do in the meantime at halftime?
They can't do much more than they're doing right now. I mean, they're actually playing quite well, but it's just that final decision, final pass, final decision making on the shot. I mean, there's not been many shots on target. I think they've had one each. I just think Brighton are probably going to sit a bit more and counter attack. They were actually playing quite progressive when they got the ball, Brighton, but I think they've got a proper counter attack this time. I'm surprised that the fullbacks getting so far forward. They do look quite dangerous, Man United. I just don't think they can do much more than they're doing already. I just think they just need that break, which they nearly had with Højlund.
Interesting. And with you, Anne, do you just expect Man City to eventually break them down, or can West Ham hold out?
Yeah, I mean, you would expect that, wouldn't you? As I say, it's very difficult because it's a typical Man City versus lower ranked team kind of match where the lower ranked team just sits back and Man City just have to try and break them down. Obviously, there's a danger that West Ham could tire later on in the game, and Man City, that's where Man City could well take over. I mean, we saw it against Sheffield United, didn't we?
Yeah,
we saw it against Sheffield United where Man City totally dominated the game, and Sheffield United actually got it back to 1-1 before that late winner for Man City. So we've seen it before. I don't see any change in the way that the pattern of the game at all. I can't really see any particular advantage of bringing on substitutes for Manchester City. I can't think that they've got anybody that's better than the players got on the pitch. Pep doesn't really like to make substitutes if he can avoid it. So I'm not envisaging much action there. But yeah, other than that, I think it was the same for the second half. All Man City, and it's whether West Ham can hold out. At the moment, they're doing a fantastic job. Although Man City have had clear chances, don't get me wrong.
Thank you. And Lemmy, there's accusations of crisp packets, little crisp gate going on. Can you confirm or deny?
I can confirm that is me. I do apologise. Got some lovely crinkle cut McCoys just off the bar over here. Unfortunately, they did run out of pork scratchings, which I was kind of looking forward to. So it is just crisp for me.
Fantastic. Okay. For those of you members on FFTV, I'm just getting sorted with some admin. Hopefully be able to get the West Ham goal up for you as well as the Brighton goal. So bear with me. But boys, overall, I've got to admit, I've been a bit disappointed with the amount of goals we've seen today. As I expected a bit more in the Spurs game, to be honest. Is the low block just really hampering Spurs' progression?
Yeah, we're definitely finding it difficult to get breakthrough. And I've just popped down from a halftime coffee on my Kit Kat. And to be fair, you know, the fans down there are a little bit, they're being patient, I think, because they like the style of play. But I don't think this can carry on for much longer for Spurs in the second half. We've got to make a breakthrough early on, I think. But Sheffield United are defending well and they're breaking well when they do get the opportunities. But let's hope that there's a few more bit more goalmouth activity in the second half, hopefully.
Yeah, and just keeping you guys posted on the Fulham game. They're back out for the second half. Fulham have had 76% of the possession in this game, but Luton haven't looked that atrocious, to be honest. So we'll see how this one develops in the second half. There's definitely been a lot of low blocking football going on. And low block seems to be the flavor of the day today, as a lot stronger teams seem to be facing off against the lower league opposition. Go on, Ant.
Yeah, it's kind of getting worrying now that the league seems to be divided between low block teams and the top teams. There seem to be very few teams that are prepared to be a bit more adventurous and take on these bigger teams, and it's getting a little bit worrying for me, because that's not one. I don't want to see every game where it's attack versus defense, and that's your lot. You know what I mean? It's a little bit concerning. I'm hoping that Forest don't fall into that, and we can do some progressive football. I mean, on Monday night we're playing against Burnley, who are a progressive team, so hopefully it should, we won't just low block on that. If we do, there'll be words to be said. But I'm hoping for a more entertaining game where both teams are going at it, because I'm sick of watching my team low block. Now I'm watching every other not top 6 or 7 team playing low block. It's going to destroy the game if we're not careful.
Do you think Cooper started a bit of a
got
trend
any more
here?
ideas apart from sit 10 men behind the ball? I mean, what's going on?
Absolutely. You back off and kicked off there, Ant?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, 36 seconds in.
Okay, so let's get
Man City are on attack with Doku. Doku's gone in, and it's a goal! It's a goal! Fantastic goal by Doku, coming down the left-hand side, cuts inside, slots it beautifully. And now it should, hopefully that'll mean West Ham have got to come out a little bit more. We may get some more goals. Didn't take them long, did it, in the second half to get going? Maybe West Ham weren't settled. Fantastic. Brilliant goal by Doku on his full debut.
Beautifully came in from that channel, slots it into the bottom corner. What a fantastic player he is. Of course, he's the one that we faced, didn't we, in pre-season, and he absolutely destroyed us. Yeah. So what a great signing by Manchester City, and a lovely jinxing run. We have an early goal. We have an early goal. If you are a member on FFTV, the goals are available for you on the community tab on FFTV. So if you want to check them out, please do. I'll get the link. I'm sure someone can get us the link in here. Bear with me a second and I'll get you the link. But and just now, what are you expecting to happen now that Man City have got that early break? Do you think Pep really got into them at halftime?
Yeah, well, yeah, quite sure he did. I mean, it's direct football, isn't it? Coming off the left and coming in and shooting like that. It's direct football. As I said, the pattern will remain the same, and I don't think it's going to change. I mean, I said hopefully West Ham are going to come out again. I don't know what I was thinking. I must have been carried away in the excitement there, because they're not going to come out, are they? It's going to be exactly the same, and they're going to hopefully try and rely on a breakaway. So, yeah, pattern will be the same. In fact, it already is the same, to be honest.
Yep. There's the link for the goals. If you want to stay on top of the goals as they are going in, we've got them for you if you are a member on FFTV. So you can make sure you go and enjoy those goals. Let's bring you up to date with a couple more early scores in and around the grounds right now. Wickham have doubled their lead against Blackpool, with Hanlan scoring in the 46th minute, and Woking have taken the lead against Hartlepool. I guess technically Hartlepool's my team today, is it not? And what's just happened here? Have we lost?
Oh, yes.
And that was Corbell who has scored in the 48th minute. I believe we've lost Ez from from the Spurs Stadium has gone. We will do our best to get him back in for you guys very shortly.
Let's go. £1 billion stadium, and they can't get decent Wi-Fi. It's a bloody disgrace.
Honestly, disgrace. Joe, are you still in the bar? Have you made your way back to pitch side there, mate? And if so, how have things started in the second half for you?
I'm still in the bar. I'm just trying to quickly scoff down my crisps, and then I'm going to make a quick beeline up to the stands. So give me about 20 seconds, and I'll be back in advising. I think they've just kicked off. I can hear the crowd roaring. So give me 2 minutes.
All right, matey, we'll get back to you once that's kicked off. I heard a bit of a grunt or a groan there coming from Forest Ant back at the London Stadium. Forest Ant, anything to update us on?
Yeah, another chance here. Foden header. Not an easy chance, don't get me wrong. He got it on target, and the goalkeeper pulled off a good save. But they ought to rename this stadium to the Alamo, because that's exactly what it's like. It's ridiculous.
And Dina, how are things kicking off for us at Old Trafford? Any changes at all?
End to end at the minute. It's almost like playing the last 5 minutes. It's quite weird, just attack after attack. So, yeah, it's a bit frantic at the minute. Both teams have had a half chance. But yeah, I mean, it's looking. Hold on a second. Hoyland's got the ball. It's been closed down by 3 defenders at Brighton. So yeah, no, it's end to end at the minute.
Fantastic.
Just a quick
Cheers,
one.
Dean.
NFFC, please don't put the scores up. We will time out.
Cheers. Okay, so going back to the Fulham game, not too much happening here. I believe Lemmy is making his way back to the pitch side for us there.
Just had to sprint all the way back up, and Mateta plays the ball in. Oh, Martinez has fallen down and gives the easy goal for Edouard to slot it in off the penalty spot. What an absolute howler from Martinez there. Great ball in from Mateta, but that is all down to Martinez just falling down. The first shot on target for Crystal Palace, and it's slotted in cool as you like from odds on Edouard, who just had an empty goal to aim at. That is an unbelievable start for Crystal Palace and kind of against the entire flow of play, the entire first half. Let's have a look at that again. So Mateta, he just out-muscles Luca Digne on the left-hand side, puts in an early cross, and then, Martinez tries to scramble and get to the ball first, and just don't grip it. He just falls down on his arse. 1-0 to Crystal Palace. Back to you in the studio.
It's an absolute Steven Gerrard moment for Martinez as he bails, tries to recover, ends up on his ass, and the ball goes into the back of the net. And how is that for timing from Lemmy? Just gets back into his seat in time to pick the goal up. Fantastic, fantastic. And we can confirm Eduardo is the scorer of that goal. Against the run of play, would you say, Lemmy?
Completely against the run of play. That's their first shot on target. They've had no real chance inside the box at all to create any opportunities. Anything that they have had in terms of shots has all been from outside the box and just kind of a pot shot. And that was you have to give a lot of credit to the ball from Mateta. And yeah, let's see how Aston Villa now try and weather this and try and bounce back.
Fantastic. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. And a little scream coming your way. What's happening back in London?
Yeah, Alvarez committed a foul. Like, I don't know which City player it was, but I wasn't paying attention, Jeff. Alvarez committed a foul on a City player about 30 yards out. And what's the fucking hell? What's his name? The Argentinian from Man City. God, my brain.
Alvarez.
Oh,
I thought it was. So it's another Alvarez then. Fantastic free kick. Fantastic free kick. Curled it over the wall. Came off the inside of the post. Absolutely unbelievable shot, Jeff. But still 1-1.
Still 1-1. I'm hearing, Lemmy, what is going on back at Villa? It sounds like it's come to life.
Yeah, it has. And it's all grown from Crystal Palace. Hodson Edouard again, just on a straight run. He just muscled off 2 or 3 defenders and just carried on running in a straight line. And then he couldn't get the ball from out of his feet. He looked like he tried to put a ball across the box and it deflected. He looked like he tried to get a shot and he just couldn't get it out. So all of a sudden, Crystal Palace have come to life. I don't know if Roy's been on the phone since he's been phoned in sick. He's clearly given a great team talk through speakerphone. And they have really bounced back.
Fantastic. I've heard another cry out. It's all kicking off here now. Let's go back to West Ham. What's going on there, Ant?
Rodri won the ball in midfield, did a fantastic run, gliding past players if they weren't there, got to the edge of the box, chip over the defence. Haaland's there, 10, just watching it again, 10 yards out, on the volley, up in the air. Fantastic save by Areola. What a piece of play by Rodri and Haaland. Absolutely magnificent. And Areola as well. Superb. Back to you,
cheers, Ant. Let's get an update from Dino. How are things looking? Are Manchester United looking like they're going to find that equaliser, Dino?
Hold on 1 second. This through Brighton. Oh, what a goal! Again. The other end. Oh, my God. The other end, there was a gilt-edged chance, a beautiful ball from Hoyland through to Rashford, and Rashford hit into the side netting. And Gross has just placed it in there just as you came to me. What a fantastic goal. This is really end-to-end. 2-0 to Brighton and Hove Albion.
2-0 to Brighton. So, sorry, Dino, there was a chance at the other end, did you say, for Manchester United?
The other end. Hoyland, it was a beautiful ball from the middle of the pitch. Laid Rashford through on his left foot, and he just took it a little bit wide, and he just hit the side netting. That was a real chance for Rashford. But here, Brighton come back. It was a ball out to Mitoma. Mitoma brought the ball down, took it past one player, laid it into, I think that's Lamptey, laid the ball across, and Gross, brilliant. Nobody closed Gross down. That was crazy. He had a chance to take a touch, push it to his side on the centre spot, and lash it into the corner. No closing down from United at all. They're just watching.
Fantastic. Can United come back from another 2-goal deficit? Yet again, back-to-back home matches where they've been 2 behind at Old Trafford. And it may not be that easy for them, as Brighton did score an absolutely delightful goal as McTominay was left standing. The ball came in. Martinez was put on his ass and slotted in beautifully. Let's go and get the update from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's been a bit quiet. Has the game petered out a bit, or any signs of life?
No, the quietness has come from Wes Fodringham's shithousery. So he's gone down for the second time in this game and looked like he was going to be substituted. Really, again, another innocuous challenge. You know, I think it was Kulusevski who tapped him from a free kick, and he's gone over like he's been shot. Spent 5 minutes on the floor, looked like he was coming off, and then he's decided to carry on. So it's classic time-wasting tactics from Sheffield United, and you'd expect nothing less from the wanker of a manager. But it's kind of like taking the sting out of Spurs' attack. Spurs are still trying to break into the box. They're looking to cross the ball and do the 1-2s on the edge of the box, but they're not getting through. It's been difficult for them. Another corner for them, though, right now on the edge of the box. Just stay with me while this happens. Basuma's got the ball. He can't get through. No, it's petering out again. You know, they're trying to break through even from the set pieces. They're not getting through to the box. Back to you, Jeff.
Cheers. Hopefully you'll get a goal out there soon. Dino, we got a question in the chat from Brian. He's saying, are the pitchforks out for Ten Hag yet, Dino?
Not just yet. I think they will be at full time if it stays like this. I mean, this is quite worrying. I don't know what it is. They're playing quite well. It's just that, like I've said in the first half, it's just that clinical edge that they've just not got. They're very, very, very reliant on Rashford, you know, and it's obvious from this half that Brighton are getting a bit closer to Rashford because that's just the outball, the diagonal outball. But Man United are on the attack again. This Fernandes has got it. Brighton have got men back. Casemiro plays it back again. That's kind of killed the momentum. That is. Brighton are defending well. Yeah, a long shot comes in there from 25 yards from Fernandes and easy for the keeper.
Fantastic. Thanks for the update, Dino. And just a quick update for you guys from the Fulham match. It's all Fulham right now as a shot comes in, blocked on the edge of the box from Fulham, goes behind for a corner, but they are heavily pushing as Luton are playing full-on low block style football here. Can they hold on away from home as the kitchen sink is really being thrown at them? Few goals to update you on as well before we go back around the grounds. You got Wigan taking the lead against Cambridge United with Humphrey scoring in the 57th minute. Eastleigh have gone 2-0 up against Flyde with McCallum scoring in the 51st minute. Borough have pulled a goal back. Is that going to save Carrick as Crooks has scored that 2-1 currently to Blackburn. Rochdale 3-1 up against Barnet, and Wimbledon are still 2-1 up. Crew have pulled one back against Wimbledon to make that 2-1. Boys, it's all kicking off, and just a quick shout out as we are on the FFTV Premier League channel and on the High Press. We've got over 100 of you guys in here. Please don't forget to like the stream. Make sure you're subscribed if you are new to the Premier League channel or to the High Press. We hope you're enjoying Super Saturday. Boys, I'm quite enjoying this one. It's good fun sitting down, chatting with our mates here at the grounds, chatting with you guys in the comments. It's lovely to have everyone around as we've got a crazy amount of football going on right now. How are you boys finding it in and around the grounds, Lemmy? How's the atmosphere there at Villa Park?
Yeah, Villa fans are still trying to pick up their team and try and get something happening. They seem to have they're trying to get back to the form that they were in at the first half, but I don't know what's happened to Crystal Palace here. They seem really come out with a rocket up their arse, and trying to play actually good football rather than trying to sit back and just invite the pressure on. Just looks like we're going to have a substitution coming off. It looks like Zaniolo is going to be coming off as soon as I hear who's going to be coming on. I'll make sure I let you know.
Appreciate that, bud. And Ez, just coming back to you quickly, a lot in the chat are asking, any signs of Brennan Johnson coming on for Spurs to maybe shake things around? How's Kulusevski been playing so far, mate?
I mean, him and Solomon either side are the ones who are trying to make the chances, but there's not much going on, to be honest. And no, it's not. It's looking more like a defensive change out. He's looking. Højbjerg looks to be the one coming on. So no sign of John No on the bench yet. But yeah, it's still frustrating. It's perfect game plan for Sheffield United, to be fair. I think it's working perfectly. I'm going to switch you over to Ant at the West Ham Stadium. Go on, Ant.
Bloody hell. This game's lighting up somewhat. Huh?
Oh, Rashford.
Talk to me. What's going on?
Yeah, this game's livening up. Holland had his chance with a header that Ariella took just under the ball, but that's not the issue here. The issue is that West Ham have had three chances. The first one was when Antonio was put through the middle, clear. It just his last little touch was a little bit too far, and then so managed to come out and smother it with Antonio about a foot away from him. Then Antonio played a lovely little through ball to Paqueta. Paqueta danced through a couple of challenges and had a good effort that went just wide, although it actually came off a defender. But from the resulting corner, there was I can't remember which West Ham player it was. I'm sorry. But Ederson pulled out one of the best saves I've seen in my life. Flying to his left, just inside the post. An absolutely incredible one-handed save to put the ball behind the goal. Fantastic, unbelievable save. But West Ham could easily be 2-1 up by now. Back to you, Jeff.
Wow. Appreciate that, Forrest. And yes, as Michael says, Michael, we never get day off, Michael. When football's on, we will be here for you guys. And we're all saying, wondering why I couldn't see all the messages, just realized you're streaming on the two channels. Absolutely correct, buds. We're on FFTV, Premier League, and High Press. Please make sure you are subscribed to both of those if you are new here. Let me give you a quick rundown of the Premier League scores just in isolation to bring you all up to speed. Currently at Aston Villa, it is Aston Villa 0, Crystal Palace 1. It's still 0-0 between Fulham and Luton, but I don't know how much longer Luton are going to hold on because it is all Fulham there. At Old Trafford, it's Manchester United 0, Brighton 2, and at Tottenham, it's still goalless between Spurs and Sheffield United. At the Toilet Bowl Stadium at West Ham, they are still holding Manchester City a goal apiece after having taken the lead with Ward-Prowse. And your 5:30 kickoff will, of course, be Newcastle against Brentford later on. Let's jump back to Old Trafford and get a quick update from Dino. Dino, any signs of life from Manchester United, or did that pop their bubble, that second goal?
No, there's a lot of pressure from United here, but they've just lost it in midfield and Brighton are on the breakaway. As I predicted at half-time, I think they'll try and counter-attack this half. Ansu Fati's also warming up, so he's about to come on. But yeah, United are pushing, but again, we've had Rashford flash one wide and just decision-making's all over again. But the gameplay's good. It's a great game. Real good. Everybody's putting 100% in this. Fantastic game.
How's it looking from the sidelines? Any anger or anything you're seeing from the likes of Ten Hag there at all?
Nothing from Ten Hag. It's the fans are getting a bit disgruntled now. I think time's ticking on. We're in a 62nd and a half minute. Yeah, it's getting a bit desperate now. 2 down is a big one to come back. But we've seen it when they played Forest. United got one back, and then they can do special things, but they can't do much more than they're doing now. I think Brighton are defending really, really well.
Cheers, Gina.
God, he's young, Ansu Fati. My God.
Talk us through the subs, Dino. What's going on?
Right, we've got a double substitution on each. Lallana's coming off, who's had a good game. He's getting a ripple of applause from the Brighton faithful that have travelled a long way for this one. And Welbeck's coming off, no surprise. He's had a good game as well. I'm really surprised with that. I didn't think he'd play that well, but he's held it up well, took his goal well. Fantastic.
Has he been motivated, do you think, by going back to Old Trafford there, Dino?
Say again?
Oh, goal to bring you. Fulham have taken the lead against Luton. It was only a matter of time. It looks like it was Vinicius. Ball came in from, are we on the right screen? Bring us up. Ball came in from the left-hand side, crossed in. The keeper spills it, and it goes in, and Fulham have taken a 1-0 lead against Luton with the ex-Spurs player, Vinicius, playing up front for them. In it goes. I believe it was him. Yeah, Vinicius, the ex-Spurs player. So, will that open the floodgates? The Luton heads all drop. Vinicius puts the heart sign up as he scores his goal, and 1-0 it is to Fulham in the 64th minute, there or thereabouts, and Fulham are looking good for the 3 points. Pereira had played the ball out wide, crossed in by Will.i.am after he did a little jinxing run. The keeper parries it Navas style back into the path, and he's not going to miss from 4 yards there. So, interesting game to say the least. And I've got a goal in the crappest match here that I got chucked with. So, guys, let's go round the grounds and have a quick catch up where we haven't got goals in 2 of the matches, but Ant's got his hand up. Ant, what you got for us?
Yeah, first of all, Gvardiol just had a fantastic shot. Well saved by the keeper. You'd have expected him to save it, but it was still a good save. West Ham are bringing off Antonio and Souček, and they're bringing on Ben Rama. I'm sorry, I missed the other one because I was talking to you. And now Man City, Kudos is on. Kudos is on for Antonio. Ben Rama on for Souček. And Matthias Nunes has come on for Phil Foden. And it's a much better game now because it's more competitive. West Ham are absolute kudos to them. They're having a go.
Rashford's lining up for a free kick about 25 yards out the pitch, right in the centre of the goal.
God, do you know, talk us through it?
Yeah, he's running up now. Oh, good free kick, but too near the goalkeeper. So the subs, by the way, there was a bit of unrest from the crowd. I could hear some booing. Casemiro came off. Hannibal came on. They need Hannibal Lecter at the minute at this rate. Yeah. And Højlund came off, and it sounded as though the boos were for Højlund coming off, and Martial's come on. So bit of a strange one.
Interesting. The Old Trafford so-called faithful.
It's starting to get a bit edgy now. Definitely boos there when they came on.
Sorry, mate. Carry on.
Sorry.
All right, just coming across the Ant. Sorry, getting some cross interference across the grounds. And yeah, what have you got for us, Ant?
Yeah, I just wanted to emphasise, it's nothing new. I just wanted to emphasise West Ham are 1-1 with Manchester City, and they've just brought on Kudos and Ben Rama, 2 attacking players. Who says Moyes a defensive coach? We'll have to have words with Jace, won't
we? Yeah. There's been a request from Crypto. Boys, can you update the score lines on your screens there instead of just the verses? I think that's not a bad shout from Crypto. Just where your names are, if you wouldn't mind. Just do what Lemmy's done there and just put the Palace score there. Yeah, I think that will be quite useful on there. So let's get into what the chat is saying here. Any interesting thoughts coming in from the chat? We got Will saying, and Dino and Lemmy all turn up in Ferraris internet-wise. Ez turned up in Mr. Bean's Mini. Don't you worry, Ez is about to upgrade past them into a McLaren F1. Watch this space. It's happening. Yeah. It's happening right now. We've got, so there's the scores for you. If Dean and, if Ez and Ant could kindly do the same, it would be much...
I don't know how to do it.
What's the point?
I don't know if I can do it online.
Dino, can you do it on Ant? Yeah, thanks.
Hold on, I found it.
Okay. Let's have a quick look at, I just want to go through some of the other scores in the other divisions, because I think a few of you have some accumulators going on. Let's have a quick look for you. we got championship matches today, boys?
What?
I
What's
believe
that?
so.
What's championship?
I don't follow the championship anymore.
I swear
Didn't
there's
these
been a
team called
couple.
Derby? What happened to them?
Let me just bring up a few scores for you guys in around the ground. So we got there's some French league action. No one cares about that. I'm just seeing if there's any interesting
It's definitely
scorelines. Atletico Madrid are currently losing 2-0 to Valencia. Juventus have beaten Lazio 3-1. And in the Bundesliga, Ant's favorite league, Dortmund beat Freiburg 4-2 away from home. Hoffenheim beat Cologne 3-1. Leipzig has won 3-0. Wolfsburg have won 2-1 against Union Berlin. And I think those are the main headline scores for you guys outside of the Premier League. Let's give you a quick rundown.
Derby 0, Portsmouth 0.
Oh, who cares? We don't say the D word on this channel. Yeah, Dino.
Rashford's getting really frustrated. He thought he was brought down in the area and he's banging his hand against the floor. He's just been put through again, but there's like 3 Brighton players around him, so they've definitely closed him down. And he looks dead on his feet, man. He's run that much. He looks dead on his feet. But Man United have got a corner from Eriksen and straight through the box. I don't think they're going to do this. 20 minutes left. They're running out of time.
Oh, there comes the Dino jinx right there, chat. Right there, the Dino jinx.
Entertainment, doesn't it?
I was going to say, aren't we supposed to be impartial? Dino sounds more like a Man U fan than Twist.
No, I'm impartial. I'm impartial.
Jinx a Dean.
United, come on, United, come on. You know, look right.
Let's jump across to Lemmy. Lemmy, any signs of Villa putting again a goal on the board? It's getting a bit late in the game with 20 minutes to go. The deficit's not as big as United's, but any positive signs for them?
Not so much, no. They've made a couple of changes, like I alluded to earlier. Zaniolo did come off, as well as Boubacar Kamara. It was more like-for-like replacements, though, bringing on Yuri Tielemans and Leon Bailly. Tielemans did have a chance at the edge of the box that was quite easily blocked by one of the Crystal Palace defenders. But other than that, not really. You're starting to hear quite a bit of unrest amongst me now from the Villa fans as Crystal Palace tries putting another cross in and it's blocked out. It looks like because Villa is still trying to find the same form that they had in the first half, they're just struggling to find an answer. And Crystal Palace are quite happy to just sit back and be on pressure. I'll hand back to you in the studio.
Sorry to interrupt you, mate. We've got news coming from Old Trafford from Dino. Dino, talk us through what is going on right now at Old Trafford.
United are sinking fast. Brighton have just gone 3-0 up with a fantastic goal from the substitute Pedro. That was amazing goal. Oh, and the United fans are now leaving. We're 71 minutes in, and there's a load of Man United fans heading for the exit. What a beautiful top corner goal there. No chance at all for Onana. Ball out to the left wing. Again, Brighton have got so many players in the box, plays it across, edge of the box, side foots it beautifully, like guides it right into the top corner. No chance for Onana. What a beautiful goal. Catch that on the replay, members. It's beaut. Lamptey set the goal up. I know people ask for the assist. Lamptey, he's had a cracking game, Lamptey, actually, at right back.
United are in the
They've been battered. But you wouldn't know from the gameplay. It's been fairly even, but absolutely floods of United fans are leaving.
Already looks empty behind you.
It's a lovely finish there. Cross goal.
It was a cracking. Definitely goal of the match, that one.
Ooh.
3-0 to Brighton. 3-0
business on Monday night. Somebody's going to enjoy Predictor League.
Oh, what a chance.
Oh, my God.
Are we joking?
We got going on at Old Trafford.
I'm not joking. This should make it really interesting. Man U have got up the other end and got one back. Literally 25 yards screaming.
Oh, look how he's cheering.
Shut up. Let me hear the goal. Go on, Dino.
What a goal by Hannibal. It literally went up the other end and got one back. So it's 3-1 now. Woo, losing my voice. It was literally 25, 30 yards out, and he smashed it in the bottom corner. Moved his ear out the way so he could hit it, and goalie's got no chance there. What a goal. That might actually beat the last one. Wow.
Wow. Is there enough time, Dina? What minute are we in there?
We're in the 73rd minute. Yes, there's enough time. They should get the tails up now. But they've just won it back, United. Hannibal looks like a handful, actually. Brighton win the free kick. So, yeah, they're looking at getting a bit touchy now.
Interesting.
I'm
I think
that's going to get 10 off on this one, last 15.
I think the old famous saying, they think it's all over. It is now, as it isn't now, even as Hannibal, beautiful touch there, and then bang, smashes it in. Keeper may have been able to do better there.
Goal.
Oh,
Goal.
And we got to go.
Goals are flying in left, right, and centre. Let's jump
Let's
across
go to Lemmy first.
Tottenham.
No, there was not a goal for me. I'd go back to Sheffield.
Well, we have got the goal. We got the opening goal of the game, but who do you reckon it's gone to? Sheffield United have just taken the lead.
No.
Gustavo Hamer from the edge of the box. It came to him. I'm just waiting for the replay. Just came to him at the edge of the box and first time shot, and he's clipped it in off a far post. Fantastic finish from a long throw. They've managed being camped in their half of the last 5 minutes or so, and yeah, it's come through to him from a long throw that's just bounced all the way through the Spurs penalty area. First off, they've let it bounce, and it's come through to him, clipped it in off a far post. Great finish, really, with his left foot. We saw him score with his right foot against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground, but he's just opened the scoring with his left foot. Daisy cutter along the edge of along the penalty area, and it's ended up in off a far post. Sheffield United 1, Spurs 0. And Spurs haven't made a substitution yet. We're 74 minutes in.
Fantastic. Unbelievable. We have another goal at the London Stadium. And you need to shout louder next time. What have you got for us, Ants?
Manchester City 2, West Ham 1. Ball came in from the right for Manchester City. Alvarez on the edge of the box. Little dink over the defence. I think the goalkeeper could have come out a bit quicker and done a bit better, if I'm honest, having praised him earlier on. But Bernardo Silva was there with the most delicate little chip over the goalkeeper. I mean, he's only a yard out when he does it. That shows you how delicate the chip was into the far post. Haaland could have actually have tapped it in, but to be fair to the guy, I don't know if he was in an offside position, but he let him go past him and straight into the back of the net. A good, cheeky little goal. Man City now 2-1 up. I think that they probably got the 3 points. But by the way, I was just going to say to you earlier on when I said that it looks like Moyes is not a defensive coach because he brought on Benrahma and Kudos. I now realise that was actually a defensive mood because what he did is he brought them to one and then pushed the defence once again. Having said that they were progressing the ball and looking quite dangerous, pushed them right back again. They were defending with 9 or 10 men again, and they've got their rewards. Let a goal in. Back to Jeff.
Unbelievable. So it's 2-1 to... Yeah. Why have you got a V in your title, Ant? But anyway, let's bring you all up to speed very quickly because things have changed like crazy right now. So let's run you through the scores. You've got the early kickoff, which finished Wolves 1, Liverpool 3. You got Aston Villa still trailing to Crystal Palace. We'll catch up with Lemmy in just a second on that. Fulham still holding a 1-0 lead against Luton. Manchester United are 3-1 down at Old Trafford to Brighton. And unbelievably, Sheffield United have taken the lead against Tottenham Hotspurs and are winning with only 12 minutes to go in the game. Is in for a treat in the last 10 minutes. Let's jump across to Lemmy. We'll bring you the rest of the scores. What's going on, Lemmy?
Oh, what an opportunity there for Ollie Watkins. Aston Villa are really piling on the pressure now. They've had a couple of opportunities previously that were just either wide or blocked. And now Crystal Palace are really putting everybody inside the box to defend all of the shots. And a ball just drops out to Ollie Watkins, who's right on the edge of the box, tries a little dink into the top corner just to try and chip it over the wall of defenders that's in front of him. And it bounces right off of the post, hits the goalkeeper on the head off the rebound and goes out for a corner. Goalkeeper's down.
Coming on.
What an opportunity there for Aston Villa.
Unbelievable. Can Villa get back in? Will Ollie Watkins find his form from last season? That is gone as what?
No, I'm just going to say for the Johnson lovers, that sounded wrong. Sorry. For Brennan Johnson lovers, it looks like he's about to make his debut for Spurs. I think it looks like Brennan Johnson, Richarlison, and I can't see who the third substitution is at the moment. But yeah, it looks like a triple substitution coming up for Spurs, and they need it. We've got 12 minutes to go in this game, and a goal behind to Sheffield United. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much. And just the final score to update you on from the Premier League. It is West Ham 1, Manchester City 2, after West Ham took the lead early in the first half through James Ward-Prowse. But Manchester City's class has come forward and they are now in the lead. Dina, I want to know what's going on at Old Trafford. Has the siege mentality begun, or are Brighton looking like they can hold out, mate?
Brighton's just had him on the counter-attack, actually, and Mitoma was let through with Onana. He had a defender with him, but it was very narrow angle, and Onana placed himself well, stood up, and managed to get it away with his body. But United, they're still coming forward. They're getting frustrated. I just can't see it, Jeff, to be honest. 11 minutes to go, plus injury time. I just can't see it. I think Brighton have got enough.
Brighton have got enough as Ant puts his head in his hands even. Ant, what's going on back at the toilet bowl?
I'm not saying Haaland's having a nightmare, because he's not. But Kyle Walker just sprinted down the wing, Kyle Walker-like. Put a fantastic, perfect curling cross in. Haaland's streaking through the middle, totally unmarked, 8 yards out, volleys it against the keeper. Fantastic cross by Walker. It should have scored. Back to you, Jeff.
Are they looking like they're going to hold out, Ant? Do you think this one is, or West Ham showing any signs of putting up a counter-attack?
West Ham literally just had an attack there that Edison smothered, but it's very sporadic. It's looking like Man City. I'd be surprised if they got the energy to go up the field and do anything, to be honest, because they've just been running around after Man City all afternoon.
Fantastic. All right, as Luton have an attempted goal, it's dragged wide. It's still Fulham 1, Luton 0 at Craven Cottage. Can Luton squeeze themselves out? Let's give you a quick update on the table as things stands, ladies and gents. It's all changed at the top as Manchester City go 5-5 with a 10-goal difference and 15 points. Liverpool being pushed into second after their win against Wolves earlier on, and Brighton up to the dizzy heights of third in the league. On merit, you have to say, from the game today. Tottenham will still hold fourth place, even though they are losing to Sheffield United. Sorry, I meant to be neutral. I can't wait for the Predictor League after that cocky brother of mine. Sorry. And then West Ham are down now into fifth place. In terms of the jumpers, Crystal Palace are up to seventh as they are still holding on at Aston Villa. And Fulham are up into the top 8. And then the rest of your top 10's made up by Brentford and Nottingham Forest. Aston Villa, although are losing, have gone ahead of Manchester United, courtesy of the goal difference that Manchester United are having today. And down at the bottom of the league, Sheffield United are up to 14th. Can they hold on and stay 14th? We will find out in the next few minutes. Your bottom 3 is made up currently of Everton in 18th on 1 point. You've got Burnley on 0 points with a game in hand, and Luton are now level with Burnley on goals conceded, but a bottom of the league on -8 with 0 points. What's a second half, boys? It really has come to life in this second half. And a quick reminder, if you are new here to FFTV Premier League or the High Press, please don't forget, as Crypto says, to hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed to all the channels for Forest Man TV. This is our inaugural Super Saturday. We hope you are enjoying it in the crowd. If you are a lurker, let us know if you're enjoying the content in the background. Just give us a quick hi in the chat. And I want to, before we jump across to Lemmy to get the latest there, Ez, I want to know what's going on with Jono. How was the reception when he came on? Just before we jump to you, Ez, let's just jump across to Lemmy. Lemmy, what's going on there?
Oh, what an opportunity for Ebrechi Eze. Received an over-the-top through ball. It was through one-on-one. This time, Emi Martinez did manage to get his studs into the grass, so he managed to get out to him. Eze tried to chip the ball over the top of him, and he just managed to get a fingertips to push it up into the air and then catch it on its way back down. Before that, after the shot from Ollie Watkins, Sam Johnson was down on the floor for about 5, maybe even close to 10 minutes, and it looked like we might have been seeing Dean Henderson come on as a substitution for Crystal Palace. Johnson seems to be back on his feet and playing, but it's gone back to Crystal Palace, who look like they're trying to get the second goal to end this game.
Sorry.
Hello. Just to rub it in. Just to rub it in, Jeff. Brighton have just bought on Evan Ferguson, just to take the mick, I think.
Can you guys hear me? Can you?
There it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
apologies. I've just lost.
I was just going to say Brighton's bought on Evan Ferguson. It's been a flurry of substitutes now. I actually can't keep up with who's on the pitch. But yeah, 6 minutes to go. Yeah, I just can't see United doing it. I really can't. They just can't break Brighton down. The difference here in the team.
I think there's a chance. There's a chance that Manchester City and anything going on there.
Yeah, I did shout out at the top of my voice, goal, goal alert, goal. You can't keep a good man down, can you? Can't keep a good man down. I'll give you a guess who scored. One guess you can get.
Haaland, baby.
Edison.
Haaland, baby. Fantastic finish. Left foot, no doubt about it. In that situation, in that position. He's missed a couple, but he doesn't stop, does he? Fantastic goal. 3-1, game over. 3 minutes to go. Back to you.
3 minutes to go. Thank you so much. And on that one, we didn't get a chance to go to Ez. I think with it all kicking off right now as we get into the final few minutes of the game. Ez, can we get that reception on what's going on with our ex-boy, should I say, Brennan Johnson?
Brennan Johnson, yeah, he got a good reception when he came on. To be honest, he's not managed to do anything. Classic time wasting from Sheffield United, shithousery all over the pitch. Heyman's had to come off with his injury. He was down for 2 minutes and they got substituted. Jayden Bogle's doing exactly the same thing. Yeah, it's all time wasting tactics and it's worked perfectly as a game plan from Sheffield United point of view. Certainly the Wanker Heckingbottom will be the happier manager at the end of this, but they managed to frustrate Spurs well and truly, and the fans who weren't making much noise anyway are even more quieter than they were before. Back to you in the studio, Jeff.
Appreciate it, Ez. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's have a very quick roundup of the Premier League scores as we come into the final couple of minutes of the 90. Wolves lost to Liverpool 3-1 earlier. Crystal Palace.
Brighton are away. Evan Ferguson. Oh, no, he's just saved it with one leg. They were there literally 3-on-2 there, and the ball was played across by Pedro and Evan Ferguson. Hit it low. Anana stood up again like he did against Matoma, and it hit his leg. They're still going at it, both teams. I don't know how they're keeping this up, to be honest.
Just a quick one on this one. It was a foul. It was never an opportunity, so that's why I've not brought it up. He fouled the defender, so it wasn't a goal disallowed. It wasn't a goal. Simple as. Sorry.
Okay, appreciate that, Ez. So Wolves lost 3-1 to Liverpool at home. Aston Villa are still losing to Palace with only 2 to 3 minutes of the 90 left in there. Fulham look quite comfortable, to be honest, against Luton. It's 1-0 with about a minute or so to go. I believe they're in injury time now. Manchester United 1, Brighton 3. They're in the 89th minute there. Tottenham are still losing. Yes, losing to Sheffield United at home.
He has just had a goal disallowed. Offside for Jono. He's just had a goal disallowed. He was a good half a yard offside, to be fair. Good shout, mate.
Yeah, don't worry. We will cover it in the chat. Don't worry. We will cover it. Okay, and then we've got Tottenham still losing, and West Ham, after being in the lead against Manchester City, are now 3-1 down. Can Manchester City win, what is it, 4 in a row now in terms of titles, or is it 5? I can't keep up anymore.
4 in a row
5
titles, 4.
Yeah, 4 in a row titles, 5 games in a row. Let's head over and get a catch up with Lemmy at Villa Park. Lemmy, any signs of a goal coming at all?
Nothing coming up yet from where I'm stood at the stands. It is a bit far away though, so I feel like with my glasses on, which I'm missing, everything seems to be happening probably about 90 to 120 seconds behind. So I'm just trying to get a catch up. It sounds like there's a lot of pickup around me in the stadium as they're passing the ball around. A cross goes in, brought down, shot. Oh, what a goal!
Oh, that's
what
a screamer!
An absolute screamer! Who's that? John Duran. He chests it down, lets it bounce, hits it on the volley with his left foot into the roof of the net. No goalkeeper in the world is saving that. What a strike.
What a finish that was. Talk about finishing with style, Joe. He's absolutely cracked that into the top corner. Unbelievable drama happening in the Premier League in these dying minutes. And I can confirm it's Aston Villa 1, Crystal Palace 1. What a goal that was. Beautiful crossing, chests it down on the half volley, bang. Digne with the cross in there. The keeper had no chance. No chance. It was a bullet, wasn't it, Lemmy?
That is a thunder bastard, that one. What a hit.
All the games are now into injury time. Let's give you a very quick update on what's going on. But before we do, please don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already and subscribe. And the panelists, make sure those scores are updated if you haven't already. Wolves lost 3-1 to Liverpool. It's now 1-1 Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. Fulham are still 1-0 up, and I think they will hold on. Manchester United still 3-1 down. Are they leaving the stadium? We'll find out. We'll get a live update from Dino in just a second. Sheffield United away at Tottenham are still winning 1-0, and West Ham are 3-1 down to Manchester City. Dino, how's the stadium at Old Trafford?
I've just been ejected. I'm trying to get back in at the minute. Just come back to me.
All right, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. Ez, any signs of a Spurs equalizer? Are they pushing this out? Is it all out attack now, or a Sheffield United anchored in and looking good?
Well, they're certainly anchored in. It's just corner after corner, and they're taking short corners to try and get some sort of advantage. It's coming to the edge of the box. Oh, awful effort. Awful effort. No, they're taking pot shots, but there's 12 minutes of added time to come at the Spurs Stadium. So we're in for a little bit longer, guys. Back to you in the studio.
Strap in, and we'll see how that one all pans out. And I guess my feeling is on that game, petering out. West Ham waved the white flags.
Well, it's 3 minutes into 6 minutes of added time. I've got to admit, Pep had a look of absolute terror on his face when a couple of minutes ago David Moyes brought Ings on. He looked very, very concerned and worried about that. But Man City just controlling the game now, just playing it out. Back to you,
fantastic. Cheers, and let's get a quick update from Lemmy at Villa. Any signs of a late winner from either team, Joe? How are things looking there right now?
Oh, the crowd have really come to life after that absolute screamer. So we're going into 9 minutes now of added time, and Villa are piling on all the pressure to try and get their fans to go home with all 3 points. We're just looking at a potential foul that I think they're just trying to assess if there's any kind of cards that's going to be needed. It looked a bit nasty, just on one of the Crystal Palace defenders. We've had a substitution. Edouard, the goal scorer for Crystal Palace, has come off and he's been replaced by Naruru Ahamada. I don't want to try and say that after too many shandies. So we're just going into 9 minutes of stoppage time now. I can see that being extended now. We've still got a player down on the ground.
Fantastic. Cheers, Lemmy. We'll come up to you, see if there's any late action or for the full-time whistle there. So we are literally minutes away from things ending. Ez, how much injury time is there? I suppose you said 12, was it?
Yeah, total of 12 minutes. We're only 2 minutes into that, so we've still got 10 to go. It's really been frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating afternoon for Spurs, and perfect game plan really from Sheffield United if you want to look at it that way. The time wasted when they can. It might come back to sting them with 12 minutes added on, but at the moment it's Spurs haven't managed to break through. Jono's really not had much of a ball. He's had a couple of opportunities, but you just can't get through 2 lines of 4, you know, so they're really struggling. Spurs are no signs really of them getting the equalizer for me. So Sheffield United game plan, well done. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much. We're getting some full-time scores coming in. Let's run you guys through those now. Hartlepool have lost. Fulham have beaten Luton by 1-0, and Luton will now be rock bottom of the table, replacing Burnley there. Bradford have got a late equaliser against Harrogate. Walker in the 95th minute. Celtic have beaten Dundee 3-0. And we are getting very close to the end in this week's Premier League. It is so good, boys, to have Premier League football back instead of that crappy international break. And we got Dino back. Dino, bring us up to speed. Is this one a done deal? How long have you got left?
Right,
how much injury time is there?
Oh,
what a miss. What a miss. That was Ansu Fati just went to wrong goal just as you came to me.
Dino. We've got to go straight back to Lemmy. Lemmy, what's going on at Villa?
Ollie Watkins has just been brought down and a one-on-one opportunity, and that's going to be a penalty every day of the week, I think. Oh, I might have a cheeky look. It looks like he might have got a stud on it, but I think that's going to be a penalty. The penalty's been given by the ref, so VAR is going to have to try and overturn it. But it's all of a sudden turned on ahead against Crystal Palace now, as Aston Villa look like they're going to try and grab a late clincher to win this game. Back to you in the studio.
Actually, we'll come back to you for the penalty. Let us know when that's going through. Watford have just scored very late against Birmingham to double their lead and go 2-0 up. Dino, how much injury time do we have? Give us a quick update before we head back
injury time left. It's going to 96 minutes. Ansu Fati, was a bit unfair on him there. He stuck it in the corner, but what a brilliant save by Onana. He got down really quickly and tipped it round the post for a corner. The corner's come to nothing. It's back with Onana. Honestly, there's probably 50% of the Man U fans gone already. I can see a massive red seats.
Fantastic. Let's head back to Joe. Let's head back to Lemmy and see what's going on with that penalty incident.
Oh, he's
Lemmy.
going to the monitor. You can't believe it. He's going to the monitor to look at this now. He might have just be saved by 2 studs at the front of his boot, getting contact with the ball just before he brings Watkins down. There's no debate that he's got contact with the player, but they're just having to have a look, just see, did he manage to get a stab at the ball as he kind of tried to bring him down from in front? Oh, I think that might get overturned after looking at it in slow motion on that angle. The referee's still at the monitor now. He's just having a look at this same roll over here.
We'll stay with you
God
for this one, mate. So let's see what the ref's doing.
Yeah, well, the ref's still looking at the monitor. He's looking at a completely different angle now. He's just trying to see, as the defender brought him down, it looked like he brought down the player, and then as he kind of like brought his leg down like this. One at a time, he brings the player down, and then all of a sudden, as he brings his foot forward, he manages to make contact with the ball, and it looks like he sweeps it away. I think we just have to try and determine what happened first. What came first, chicken or the egg? Did he bring the player down first, or did he manage to kick the ball away, and then Watkins tripped over his leg? We're still looking at the monitor. I think we've gone to now to this same replay. The referee is sweating his bollocks off. He knows that this decision is absolutely huge. They've just done so many close-ups just of his face, and he's still looking. I can't believe that he's still looking at this. It must be so tight. And we've not been able to have a proper look at this angle yet. We're just kind of looking at what he's looking at the monitor. They're now going frame by frame just to try and determine what came first. Did he bring the player down, or did he manage to make contact with the ball? The Aston Villa fans behind the monitor are really trying to get in the referee's face here, trying just to say, you don't need to look at this anymore. Oh, it looks like he's turning away from the monitor. Or is he talking to a fan? I don't know. He is sweating profusely. Ollie Watkins is chill as you like. He's just saying, yeah, just give me the penalty. I want to take it, and then I'm going to miss it anyway. But when is this referee going to make a decision? We had initially had 9 minutes of added time. It feels like we've wasted about 6 just at this monitor at the moment. I can't believe what's happening. Oh, is coming onto the pitch. What's his decision? Penalty! He's sticking with his decision. He's not turning it over. Joel Ward is absolutely fuming. He can't believe that he's gone to the monitor and spent that much time looking at it and not overturned it. So here we go. Who's going to be taking the penalty? I believe it's probably going to be Ollie Watkins, but God knows what's going to happen. He's saying, yep, he made contact with the ball, but he brought down Ollie Watkins first. He's just trying to make his explanation to this swarm of Crystal Palace players who are trying
we got to go.
Play his case. I'll let you go to the goal now. Go back to the studio and then come back to the pen. We don't know yet.
Let's go across to Spurs at the goal at London. What do we have from Ez?
Well, we've got an equaliser, late equaliser, and guess who it is? It's a Brazilian. Richarlison scores his first goal of the season. Great corner swept in. I think it was from Perisic, and at the near post, he's got a glancing header on it. It was great, actually. Great speed on the corner, and he's just redirected it. Spurs are back into it. 1-1. We got 4 more minutes of injury time to go. Can they pull it back round?
Let's quickly jump back to Lemmy. Let's quickly jump back to Lemmy.
Here we go. Penalty is just about to be taken now. It's not Ollie Watkins that's taking the penalty. It's their number 6. Sam Johnston is trying to do as much dancing as he can as he comes up to the ball. Gets ready to hit it. Goal! Goes in. Johnston dives to his left. The penalty goes to his right. Absolutely buries it. It's at good height to be saved, but the keeper dived the wrong way. So he gets away with the penalty there. 2-1 to Aston Villa. On the clock, it says there's about 2 minutes left of added time, but this could get played out for another 5 or 6 quite easily there. I'll go back to you in the studio.
Unbelievable late drama going on here at the stadium. In the Premier League. It's absolutely crazy. So let's bring you up to date with what's going on here. We've had late drama at Tottenham as they found an equaliser against Sheffield United with Richarlison of all people. Villa have turned the game on its head, coming from 1-0 down in the last few minutes to go 2-1 up. We, I believe, are finished now at Manchester United. Let's get a quick word in from Dino. Dino, has the game finished now?
The game has finished. What a great game this was to watch. This is definitely a great advert for Premier League football. Brighton just took their chances better. You know, Man United did have a lot of the play, but goals from Pedro, Gross and Welbeck, and with one coming back from Hannibal, who looked really good when he came on. Really, they've sunk the 3 points.
Sorry, Dino, cut away. We've got to jump back to Ez. Ez, what's going on?
Well, I said they had enough time to turn it around. They have turned it around. It's Spurs 2, Sheffield United 1. Kulusevski from the edge of the area. He's banged it in. Keeper was left stranded. It wasn't moving at all, mate, for that one. But Spurs turned it around with 2 minutes to go. Fantastic goal.
Boys, have we seen late drama like this in the Premier League on a Saturday afternoon? What is going on? Let's try it. Let's everyone take a breather for a second. Let me run you through these scores and confirm what's finished and what hasn't. We're still playing at Aston Villa. I can't even get the words out. Where Villa are 2-1 up against Palace after being 1-0 down. We're still playing at Tottenham, where Tottenham have turned it around in Villa style. And 2 goals in the last couple of minutes to break Sheffield United hearts. Manchester United have lost 3-1 at Old Trafford to Brighton. That is a confirmed result full-time there.
Go! Another one.
What's going
At
on
the
now?
end of the game, Crystal Palace are trying everything they can to get up the pitch and get a goal. They send lost and very straight up the pitch to Aston Villa. Gets the ball into Moussa Diaby, who weaves his way on the left-hand side of the box, plays in a cross, and Leon Bailey takes one touch and slaps it into the net. 3-1 Aston Villa. What a turnaround. Absolutely unbelievable. That is game over now. We're probably going to have more minutes added time, but this game is all done and dusted now. 3-1 Aston Villa. Back to you in the studio.
Unbelievable, Jeff. What is going on this weekend? Guys, get your thoughts in the chat on the games down below. So let's just get confirmation as well that West Ham have lost to Manchester City by 3-1 after taking the lead at half time. And comfortable in the end for City?
Yeah, kind of typical Man City in a way. You know, they dominate, went a goal behind. After that, West Ham had a little period where they actually played quite well, getting up the pitch, created 3 good chances of their own where they could easily have scored in any of those 3 chances, but they didn't. And then from that time, I'm afraid that West Ham went back into their shell, and once they went back into their shell, it was constant pressure from Manchester City, and they do what they do. Haaland gets his goal, and in the end, 3-1. Yeah, they'll be happy, won't they?
Job done. Let's go back to the tightest match, though, currently and still playing. We'll go back to Ez. Ez, this is coming to life after a bit of a dull affair for the first 60 or so minutes. How's it looking, and how long have we got left?
Yeah, we're overtime allotted, but it looks like Ollie McBurney is about. The referee's having a word now. Ollie McBurney looks like he's going to be sent off for a second yellow card. So, yeah, let's see what the incident was. It looked innocuous, to be honest. He's dragged Jono down, which, you know, you see that happening all the time. You see that happening all the time for free kicks and corners, and it seems like he's got his second yellow card. So Sheffield United down to 10 men with and we're deep into injury time. Looks like Spurs are going to hold out for this turnaround. 2-1 Spurs. Back to the studio.
Cheers, bud. And let's just quickly jump back to Villa. Lemmy, how are things looking? Is this one done? Have Palace thrown in the towel yet?
Yeah, Palace look dejected. They've just shown a pan on onto some of the Palace fans. Some of them looking very miffed, but for some reason, some of them were quite happy to be on camera. Don't know how you could be happy as a fan here.
Sorry to interrupt you, John. Sorry to interrupt you. We've had a late goal from Portsmouth against Derby. They've equalized against Derby in the 95th minute. Bishop, we salute you. We salute you.
Can I just say quickly, I had it on live on my phone here, and it was 90+ minutes, 1-0 Derby, so I switched it off.
Oh, Derby. But sorry, Joe, sorry to interrupt you, but there was some good news there.
Yeah, not so much news. It's just some of the fans are happy to get on the TV screen. They're giving it a wave. Don't know how you can do that after seeing your team go 1-0 up and then all of a sudden capitulate to lose 3-1. It's going to be a sorry drive back down to towards the south coast for these Crystal Palace fans, but there's no way that they're coming back into this game now. It's going to finish with Aston Villa taking all 3 points and moving further up the table. Crystal Palace are going to hold out on, I think they're on 6 or 7 points. So they're going to hold out as mid-table. As Aston Villa now just leapfrogged them to go into 7th place. Crystal Palace currently on 8th place as it stands. I can't see this game finishing any other way than 3-1. Back to you in the studio, Jeff.
Cheers, Lemmy. Appreciate it. So only 2 games still live currently, and that is the one at Villa and, of course, at Tottenham. How are we looking as time-wise? Is this done?
Yeah, no, full-time here at Spurs Stadium, and Spurs did manage to turn it around deep into injury time. It has finished Spurs 2, Sheffield United 1. For large parts, you would have said that Heckingbottom was the happier of the managers, but their time wasting came back to bite them royally on the backside in this game, because in the 12 minutes added on, Spurs managed to get not only an equaliser but also a winner. It was a tough game. It was a tough game for them. The game plan seemed to be working for so long, but I say when you can add on that kind of time at the end of a match, it's going to make a big difference throughout this season, and it certainly did today. So Spurs ultimately ended up winning, but it was very much a game of two halves here. Back to you in the studio,
Fantastic. Mate. And Lemmy, surely all this extra time is the time spent from the ref checking the monitors for that pen. Do you think the Palace fans will feel hard done by on that pen, or do you think it should have stood?
I think once we have a proper look at it again, I think they're going to feel hard done by just because they saw the penalty go and then they saw the referee go to the monitor and spend such a long time looking at it. When you spend that much of a time looking at it, you've got to think, surely the pendulum's going to swing in our favour now and it's going to overturn this. So they're definitely going to see it as being hard done by. I feel, we're into the 15th minute of added time when there was originally 9 allotted. So I feel like this game's going to be wrapping up any minute now. Crystal Palace just tried to put in a cross and it goes straight over the crossbar into the roof of the net. So this game's all done now. I feel as soon as the ball comes straight back into play, it's going to be blown for full time. So 3-1. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of some armchair pundits who are going to want to say if that was a penalty or not. So we're just going to see the ball kicked back into play, and then that's going to be it. I feel it's going to be 3-1 to Aston Villa.
Fantastic. Let's get back into the studio and let's give you a roundup there. That's it. It is full time on the final game there as Aston Villa turn it around with minutes to go and end up from the jaws of defeat into the ecstaticness of victory. Let me give you the scores, ladies and gents. Starting from the early kickoff, Wolves lost 3-1 to Liverpool, at Molineux. Aston Villa, speaking of them, turned it around, took a 3-1 victory against Crystal Palace. Fulham in charge for most of that game, got the goal, take the 1-0 win against Luton. Manchester United, Mudchester United, should I say, 1 and Brighton 3. The Glazer out signs are out by Dino. He is not happy. We'll go to him in just a second. Tottenham turning it around. This is the day of comebacks. Tottenham turn it around in just satisfying fashion if you're a Forest fan to see Sheffield United lose in the last few minutes. West Ham, after looking good in the first half, lose to Man City, taking the lead with James Ward-Prowse and then losing 3-1. And then finally you have your Newcastle kickoff at 5:30 tonight. Boys, what a day. Let's just quickly start by giving you the table. So if we can make the table and the video printer full size, guys, and I'll just quickly run through those positions and pick out some highlighted positions for you guys. Manchester City are back on top of the league. Hold on, are we doing it?
Dino.
Hello?
Hi.
Dino, you doing it?
What we're doing? Sorry.
Hang on.
Oh, no, I'll do it. Don't worry. I've got it done. Okay. So, have we done it? Yeah. Okay. Apologies there, guys, but you have Manchester and what's happened?
No. Oh.
I just built it up. I built it up and I didn't throw it away. Okay, let me just read the table while the guys sort that out for you. Manchester City are back on top with 15 points. Tottenham move into second place with 13 points. Liverpool match them but have an inferior goal scored difference, are in third place. And then Brighton are up into fourth place. Your Forest team has now moved down to 11th, but they have a game in hand. Villa up to 7th. Crystal Palace moved down to 8th. And then Sheffield United, from being 14th about 5 minutes ago, are now 16th in the league on 2 points. And Luton are rock bottom of the table. But the one that stands out right there is Manchester United. Played 5, -4, 6 points. Unbelievable Saturday of football. Guys, let's get your thoughts on all the games that you've so kindly watched for us today. We got to start at Old Trafford. Dino, talk us through that. How was it? How do you think things stand now? And what's the inquisition going to be like from the Manchester United lot?
Well, I'm outside the stadium, as you can see. Twist. Shh. twists in the yellow there. he's leading it. Oh, man. It's just a weird game because Man United actually played quite well, but Brighton just took the chances better. They really did. And United were wide open at the end. Brighton could have had more. I don't think the substitutions helped United, actually. They made a flurry in pairs, and I just think that broke the game up. So, yeah, well deserved by Brighton. Man United are in the mud. I don't know what they're going to do. There was the fans started leaving after 70 minutes. And when Højlund and Casemiro got hauled off, there was a few boos from the crowd.
How was Højlund in general? Let's just leave it as the group here so we can all chat amongst ourselves. How was Højlund overall, mate? Were you impressed or did he fail to deliver?
He looked like he's not played for a while, but he definitely got some touches on him. He can hold the ball up well. And he also gets in that 6-yard box, something that Man United have been missing for a long, long time. So I think they should stick with him and keep playing him. He looks like a proper striker to me. And yeah, I think he'll come good.
Fantastic. And moving on to the Man City game, and job done, professional job done in the end, or was there a few moments to be scared of and a few problems maybe for Pep to sort out?
No, there's no problems for Pep to sort out. Yeah, as I said earlier on, kudos to to West Ham. They defended well, but it was that kind of inevitability, isn't there, when City are involved? They just keep pressing. It's very hard for a team, playing such low block. They have no relief. We know, don't we? As fans, we know what it's like. There's no relief up the pitch. You put it up the pitch, it comes back. And one of the things I love about teams like Manchester City, Barcelona were a great example of this as well, the great Barcelona team, is that everybody waxes lyrical quite rightly about the beauty of the passing, the beauty of the incision that they can make, the way that they play. But for me, what I love to see is the way that they attack like a pack of rabid dogs in the opposition third. And they just don't give a second's relief for the defense. As soon as they lose the ball, Man City, they're like, I say, a pack of wild dogs going after that, and they invariably win it back. And that's why they're such a good team. You can be the most skillful, beautiful players in the world. If you haven't got that ethic, that work ethic, that winning mentality, you won't succeed like teams like Man City do. And I have got great admiration for that. But yes, absolutely. In short, it was another day at the office for Man City.
Fantastic. And Ez, what the hell? Quiet first half, mate, and it all went crazy in those last few minutes, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, first half, both teams just seem to be feeling each other out. But to the credit of Sheffield United, their game plan was spot on. What got them in the end was literally the amount of time that they wasted, and there was at least 3 injuries, and like I said, 2 of them were from the goalkeeper, Wes Foderingham, and he made it look like he was seriously injured on 2 occasions, and he was about to go off. But that wasted probably about 8 of the 12 minutes that were added on, and then you had other players going down. But it looked like they'd managed it. It looked like they'd played the game plan perfectly, and it was a long throw, typical long throw from the left back, and it bounced. Well, the mistake for Spurs was that they let it bounce in their penalty area, and that's the number 1 rule, isn't it, from those kind of crosses? Do not let it bounce in your penalty area. And it's come through, basically to Gustavo Hamer, who took his shot really well, took his goal really well, but it looked like they'd done it, and then deep into injury time. So it was probably about 8 minutes into the 12 minutes when Richarlison got his goal, and then 12 minutes actually were up by the time they got their winning goal. On both occasions, actually. So Richarlison got a standing ovation at the end of the game, and he got the assist for the winning goal as well. So they made sure that the fans were applauding him.
Yeah, and just quickly before we lose you completely, how was Jono?
How did Jono do it? Well, Jono, he had one opportunity where he's fouled the defender, and this is what I thought the chat was referring to, and it was squared, and it was never a goal anyway. But then he had another opportunity where he got through. Really good finish, really good, typical Jono finish where he clipped it into the top corner, but he was about half a yard offside. To be fair, I mean, the manager went hard because he didn't take Kulusevski off to bring Jono on. So he went, he had 4 attackers at one point. So he did his part. Certainly wasted time. I think he was probably culprit for the sending off because he managed to annoy McBurney, and then McBurney just basically tossed him off like that. Something that you see in the penalty area all the time, but the referee decided that was a second yellow card for Ollie McBurney and got him sent off. So that was Jono's influence in the game. End of the day, I think Spurs will be obviously over the moon. Their fans were finally made some noise at the end of the game, but it was touch and go for them. They'll be happy with the 3 points, I guess, at the end of this.
Fantastic. And then over to Lemmy at Villa Park. Lemmy, again, same with you. Great second half.
Absolutely incredible second half. I mean, first half, it felt like similar to what Ez was saying at the Spurs Stadium. Both teams trying to feel each other out, understand who was going to dominate certain areas of the pitch. Aston Villa were running riot down the right-hand side, but couldn't find any end product. And Crystal Palace were looking like they just wanted to sit on the edge of the box, try and hold out, and then try and create some counter-attacks. I mean, looking at the overall stats of things, I feel Crystal Palace will feel hard done by, especially being 1-0 up for so long of the game and then conceding an absolute screamer to equalise it, and then a penalty, and then a late goal as they're trying to chase the game back. They'll feel hard done by, but overall stats-wise, Aston Villa deserved to win the game. They had 16 shots to Crystal Palace's 6. Crystal Palace only had 3 shots on target throughout the entire game. The game was deservedly won by Aston Villa, but there was obviously going to be a bit of controversy about what happened at the end of the game.
And hats off to Lemmy staying in the sheepskin for the whole time, man. That is impressive in itself, mate. Well done. Guys, that brings you up to date with your Super Saturday. What a set of 3 p.m.s we have had today. There will be a full roundup on this, I believe, on Tuesday, as Beavis and Butthead will take you through the match reviews. We've got more games coming tomorrow. Anyway.
Doing that.
We have the preview. Gore stream tomorrow night. For you, as Forest will take on Burnley at the City Ground, and Forest can jump some places in the league if we get the win. I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been the premiere of Super Saturday. If it's something you'd like to see again, please let us know in the comments. It's been quite a thrilling day of late drama in the Premier League. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe both here on FFTV Premier League and on the High Press as well. We will catch up with you tomorrow. What a day. What a set of results. We'll see you then.